right, guys. Welcome to the Get Bit Podcast. If you're a blurred, if you're a nerd, if you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. I'm your host, the most Will Buchanan, of course, the man to my left, your right. If you've seen under the bottom, as you know that I'm known as Black Spartan. What do you have this week, Joe?
My name is Joe Tonello, and kapla!
The dorniest episode ever. There's a reason that's for there, but as you can see, together we are the Give It Podcast, and much like the WWE of old, there's going to be choice language that flows through here. So if your discretion is advised, at the same time, we do show trailers that may have mild to extreme bouts of violence and dialogue, but again, viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome.
And only one of us is going to get hit with a milk truck.
We usually do start off on a very positive note. Unfortunately, as it's been said a lot today, matter of fact, in the last 4 to probably 3 to 4 hours, even on St. Patrick's Day, guys, we unfortunately have lost an icon. We unfortunately, regretfully to report, Lance Reddick, unfortunately, has passed. Lance Reddick, as the guy who you probably know from John Wick, The Wire, Fringe, Bosch, Funny Yet Die. I mean, the man has a storied career. However, he did pass away at 60 at his home in California. At this point, details are a little unknown, but no foul play is suspected at this moment. But again, with Lance Reddick, especially with John Wick Chapter 4 coming out, which I haven't seen. Joe, have you seen it yet? So we can't really talk about that.
He dies like premiere night.
Yeah, it's just it
sucks.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. There's no way to really say that for a beloved actor. So the only way that I can show true honor to Lance Reddick was that for all those that played Destiny 2 or know of Destiny 2 or been on Reddit or any of those natures, there was a time that a person had written lines for Lance Reddick to read in his character, Commander Zavala on Destiny. And I figure of all the ways to honor Lance Reddick would be this as probably the best way to remember him. Rest well, Guardian.
Bow.
Excuse me? One fucking Guardian has been kicking your race's collective asses for 9 years. They kill gods for fun and to turn them into guns for a meme. They genocide entire races for loot. They assassinated your last leader, cleaned out your daddy's ship while he wrote fan fiction about them and promptly fucked off to let you pick up the pieces. The only reason I didn't bring them here is because they casually began wielding the darkness to clap ass in new ways. All I have to do to make them end you is to tell them you have a fancy new gun, or that Eris can make you into one. So, think about that before you tell us to bow to your sorry ass.
No matter how you cut the mustard on that, it still chills. But again, to Lance Reddick, to his family, that's like, again, our condolences. But that's about the best way I can remember Lance Reddick is to just say "Rest well, Guardian." But we'll try to put on some happy thing. We'll try to be happy. We'll try to put a positive spin on this St. Patrick's Day, if you will. If you're not already drinking green beer or already drunk, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Again, it's going to be the next movie up. And they actually released a clip a couple of days ago, which again looks promising.
So,
go ahead, Jack. No, go ahead.
So, before we go into the clip, if you are as old as Will as I, be on the lookout for a very specific group of cameos because they were promised to us. They've delivered. Now, if they're going to get them to talk, that's a whole different thing because I don't think those voice actors, for the most part, sound like themselves. I think one of them actually, a few of them got together and did a reading of what was the final episode of the D&D cartoon not too long ago. Maybe, of course, my grasp of time is confusing nowadays. I still think last week is Halloween of '98, but I want to say it was like 4 or 5 years ago, but it could be closer to 6 to 7.
It might be close to 6. You might be. You're in the ballpark.
Just be on the lookout for a cavalier, a barbarian, a wizard, a ranger, maybe a unicorn, and a thief.
Here's the clip from Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
A profound joy it is to welcome you, the good people of Neverwinter, to the resumption of the High Sun Game. Do not leave the arena till the close of the games, as there will be a wonderful gift for each and every one of you.
All right, take me down. This is absurdly high. It's not what we discussed.
So we just go through the maze?
I guess till we reach the cage.
Thanks.
Get out of the way!
It's burning!
Another minute, I would have lost my hand.
Doric! Doric!
There must be a way to get out of the arena.
Well, that's one way how to say you're screwed. As you can see, guys, that was the clip for Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, of course, March 31st. And as Joe had pointed out, you would have saw something very familiar as far as what was going on in that scene. But again, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. Joe, anything you want to add more to it?
No, this looks like super fun. And, the last D&D movie wasn't bad. It was Marlon was pretty good in it, but it wasn't Marlon. Which Wayne's brother was it?
Oh, Marlon.
Oh, yeah, I got it on the first try.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a blue million of them. Even he said it himself.
Oh, yeah.
When he was in the Daily Show, host of the Daily Show last week.
Yep.
Like, the last D&D movie wasn't too bad, but that's one of those movies you just really expect to be seen on the Sci-Fi Channel, but with the prominence of critical role and everything. I'm just honestly expecting a fun movie. Maybe PG-13 fun, a good old 1980s PG kind of fun movie where it's a little nice but also a little mean all the way through.
Makes sense. I can't wait till 31st. Hopefully my son can hold off not being here enough to where
He's gonna come WrestleMania night.
Don't say that. Oh no, not WrestleMania. That being said, speaking of movies, Joe has seen Shazam: Fury of the Gods, so I know he wants to give impressions on it. So, whoop, that's not what I wanted. So, sir, what did you actually think of Shazam: Fury of the Gods?
It's about as good as the first one. I enjoyed myself. There were some things I would have done. The biggest issue I had is that everyone's a little bit older in this movie. But for some reason, Freddy is supposed to be like 17, 18, 19, right around that range where his biggest worry is that if I get any older, I'm going to be forced out of my home because he's out of the adoption system range.
Yeah.
Which, with the way his family was like, well, we'll just charge you rent and you can keep living here. That problem resolves itself like really easy if you think about it. But Zachary Levi continues to be really good in this, but he also continues to play it as if Billy was 14, 15 still. So
he hasn't grown up.
That goofy cringe humor where the older version is acting more immature than the civilian form. Sometimes it's a little weird. And also there's 3 villains when there only really needs to be 2 villains. Other than that, I enjoyed myself. It's, as I just said previously with the D&D, this is very much like the first movie where this is like a PG thing where there's a body count.
Yeah.
There's definitely a body count. Wouldn't be a DC movie these days without a body count.
I knew that was coming.
Like, it's just simple fact of the matter. Marvel, the only body count we got to deal with is a villain. DC, the only body count we got to deal with is everybody.
Fair. Until okay.
And that's not a bad thing. It's just, this is the way these movies are.
True.
Good acting all around. I really like the Mary Marvel stuff. It was a shame that they let go of the previous actress, but now Mary just transforms 1-to-1 because Mary's the oldest of all the kids.
Gotcha.
So her actress is just Mary Marvel without the Mary Marvel uniform.
Okay, so let's get to the more important part for all those that are still wanting to watch the movie. What should they expect, sir, from the at the end of the movie? How many post-credit scenes are we looking at?
We got 2. One of them's already been spoiled, but that does tell you where Wonder Woman is currently in the state of DC. And one of them also lets you know where Shazam falls in the current state of DC. I will not say it confirms that he's part of it. I will not say it denies that he's going to be part of it going forward. It's just, it kind of gives you a clearer picture of what's going to happen in the future with Shazam.
Yeah.
Be it yay or nay.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's good to know. And like I said, hopefully I will be able to, I hope I will be able to get to see it. Like I said, as a lot of people know, I'm going to be expecting my Padawan to show up. So if Joe's in the baby pool, more than likely you pick WrestleMania. You pick WrestleMania weekend. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Really quick, PlayStation Plus did reveal their March lineup, and it's actually very promising. As you can see there, that's actually the catalog right there. So for the PlayStation Plus, this is what's getting added. As you can see there, Uncharted Legacy of the Thieves Collection, which means that you're basically going to get almost every Uncharted game all the way up unto Legacy of Thieves. Again, Naughty Dog special. Naughty Dog has been on a run with The Last of Us, especially with the video game adaptation wrapping up its first season. So right now, they're on a high and rolling. Can't blame them for that. Rainbow Six Extraction. I've been a fan of Tom Clancy games. Rainbow Six Extraction was actually very well done. If you never got the chance to play it,
Isn't this the Rainbow Six version of Alien Fireteam Elite? Aren't you a 3-man squad fighting aliens?
Pretty much.
Okay, sure.
It's exactly that. But again, still fun to play. Immortals Phoenix Rising. I got to play that. It is
much fun. It's just, what if Mel Brooks made a Mel Brooks presents Breath of the Wild?
Pretty much. But still, as Joe said, completely fun to play. If you never got a chance to play Immortals Phoenix Rising, again, come March, actually, I want to say in about a week or so, you'll be able to get to play that. Of course, as you can see right there, Dragon Ball Z Project Kakarot will be available in the PlayStation Plus catalog. If you do like to play that, Ghostwire Tokyo, another fun game that's very narrative driven, but still fun to play from a first-person perspective. If you have not played Ghostwire Tokyo, you definitely should. And Tachia, which I know for a lot of people may not actually be interested in those types of story-pushed, highly bright colors game, but it's actually very fun if you ever get a chance. But what are you going to say, Joe?
I'm looking forward to this, and this is like slowly but surely the PlayStation Plus Game Pass is slowly starting to pay off. We're getting better and better games. I mean, the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I guarantee they're helping push that out more because they did confirm the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai is going to be the next DLC. For those unaware, that is Dragon Ball continuity, where this is Goku versus Piccolo round 1 continuity. This is what I believe to be the second greatest world martial arts tournament. A lot of people say it's the first. I still say it is the second. The first being Goku versus Tien Shinhan, that's just spectacular. The choreography in that fight alone. But we also get like iconic fights like Kid Goku versus Kid Krillin. Yamcha tries his best. Master Roshi, the Master Roshi fight against Tien is also fantastic. And then like the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai is good because you get like Goku just kind of walks through one match and ends up getting married at the end of it with Chi-Chi, and then the
world martial arts tournament.
Yeah, and then like fights Tien Shinhan, and it's like, I'm only using half my power for this.
And that's why I say Goku's a little bit. No, never mind. But yes,
Tokyo Ghostwire. I can't wait. I was kind of hoping that would be the scenario. I beat Midnight Sun, so I need something to play. I may do Deathloop. I may just wait for Ghostwire, Tokyo Ghostwire.
I was gonna say, since you got a PS5, you should try Deathloop. You should try it. Just see how it is.
I probably will. I'm trying to re-platinum Spider-Man. I mean, that won't take me too long. I mean, I'm already halfway through the game at level 30, so
I can see that. Also, I also need to make a correction. The catalog lineup will actually be available 4 days from now. So actually on Tuesday, March 21st, for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium members, the catalog we just described will actually be available then. So I apologize. I know I said a week. I was way off. So again, my apologies. What were you going to say, Joe?
I said, oh no, I've gone fuzzy.
Well, while you're correcting, so there are some other games that did come out. This one I have to let Joe take the lead on because I'm used to a lot of older anime, especially robot anime. This one I did not know about, but Joe does. So this is called UFO Robot Grendizer. Is that right? Or is that right?
Grendizer, yeah.
Grendizer, okay. Grendizer, the Feast of the Wolves. We'll play it, and then Joe can talk about it because this is definitely new territory for me. Not that I have anything against big metal robots, apparently, but it looks like this one, The Feast of the Wolves, is coming out sometime this year in 2023. But for all those like myself who don't know what this is about, Joe, you want to explain it?
Yeah, this is one of the classic super robot animes in Japan for the 1960s to 1980s, right before Real Robo came along with like Gundam Macross. But back in the day, giant robots, all it took was an alien empire or someone's grandpa just decided to make their grandson an 80-story tall robot with rocket arms. This is no different. This is kind of like in the same lineup as Great Mazinga, Voltrus V, Raiden, Digarn to Ace, Daimo, Combatra, Robot 17. It's the same thing. It's the Voltron thing. Alien Empire comes down, tries to conquer the planet, and we are going to launch a giant robot that can single-handedly crush anything in its way effortlessly with usually a rocket punch or a beam or a sword. In this case, this particular robot launches from a quite literal UFO, where its pilot is, let me look, because it's been a while since I watched Grendizer.
Gotcha.
Grendizer ran from 1975 through 1977. See if the pilot, Koji Kabuto, because, we're working on high-level writing here. It's the 1960s and 70s.
Yeah.
Fairly certain, stuff was said, stuff was made. This was made by TV Fuji, directed by Tomoharu Katsumata, who has gone on to work on many, many, many Toei anime from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Like, this guy's list is long.
All right.
Like I said, it's just basically a Voltron series, but instead of combining robot kitties, it's a giant robot that launches himself from a UFO and rocket punching beams giant monsters to death.
Nice. Well, it's coming out in 2023, so I definitely want to give it a shot.
I'm going to give it a shot because this is, I don't think it's an open world giant robot destroying thing. I'm not going to go forward to say it's Breath of the Wild because I don't know what kind of stamina meter you're going to need when you can step on the mountains. But you're going to be fighting giant monsters across a giant landscape, causing untold destruction to said landscape.
So it's like Rampage a little bit. Rampage.
I was going to say War of the Monsters, but open world action adventure.
Yeah, I still dig that. But it is coming out in 2023, so again, I'm gonna definitely give it a shot on PS4 and PS5 when available. Also, guys, we got a lot of movie news came out along with the Oscars, but we'll get to the Oscars momentarily. But during the Oscars, we did actually see the first full trailer for The Little Mermaid, and as you can probably tell, those of the non-season persuasion were a little bit mad. But well, let me play the trailer. Let me see what you guys think.
On deck! Abandon ship! Check the code, man! Over here!
You broke the rules. You went to the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to save him.
This obsession with humans has to stop.
I just want to know more about them. Ariel! Don't!
Poor child. I can help you. You can't live in that world unless you become a human yourself.
Is that even possible?
It's what I live for.
Something about you seems different.
I can't quite figure it out.
She got legs, you idiot.
I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. Watching, you'll see. Someday I'll be part of your life.
He's a human. You're a mermaid.
That doesn't make us enemies.
Now, I gotta admit, that looks actually pretty freaking cool. As you can see, that was the trailer for Little Mermaid coming out in May 2023. And I really have nothing more to put. It looks beautiful. I mean, Chloe Bailey as Ariel looks great. The cinematics, the visuals, of course, the singing is there. Let's be honest, she can sing, so that's not a big shock there. But yeah, I got no issues with it. I was gonna take my niece and nephew to see it. Hell, I just may just go see it myself come May 2023, just because it looks that good. But Joe, any thoughts on Little Mermaid?
I don't like how Sebastian looks, and why does he sound like Hermes Comrade from Futurama?
I wasn't gonna say it, but it did cross my mind though.
I mean, that's just Phil Lamar doing Hermes.
Yeah, it threw me off for a second. I gotta admit that. But I mean, it's
my
not.
only question now is why not Zoidberg?
Zoidberg as Sebastian?
Oh yeah.
How would that go if you think about it?
Well, I can't do old Jewish crab monster. So,
but sarcastic Jewish crab monster?
No, you just clip in Zoidberg clips. It's like, what are we doing here? Why not Zoidberg?
I can see that, but at the same time, that's all.
Right, I'm rich.
I feel sorry.
I can't do old Jewish crab man.
I would feel so sorry for the editor in that cutting room just for that. But no, again, 2023, May 2023. They never give exact dates yet, but as we get closer to May, I'm pretty sure it's going to be released. But yes, you guys, we did mention the Oscars, and there was some high points of the Oscars, and then there was the, well, not so happy part, I guess we could put it. So before we get to that, let's get to the good part.
We get to call this one the Wakandan screw job?
Yeah, let's go with that. Wakandan screw job. Let's go with that. But first,
I don't know any other way to put it.
There really is no other way to put it. But let's go with that. But first, before we get to that, let's actually get some positive news about the Oscars. Like, for example, Michelle Yeoh being the first Asian actress to win an Oscar for that movie. And I said, if you have not seen, I keep on saying EEAO.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
I know, but I've been using the acronym so many times this week, it ain't been funny. But yes, that movie. If you were under a rock last Sunday, you missed this.
Those two. Michelle Yeoh.
As a child, Michelle Yeoh studied to become a ballet dancer, and despite her illustrious career in action films, has no formal training in martial arts.
Thank you. Thank you for all the little boys and girls who look like me watching tonight. This is a beacon of hope and possibilities. This is proof that dreams dream big and dreams do come true. And ladies, don't let anybody tell you you are ever past your prime. Never give up. I wouldn't be standing here tonight without the Daniels, without A24, without my amazing cast and crew, without everyone who was involved with Everything Everywhere all at once. But I have to dedicate this to my mom, all the moms in the world, because they are really the superheroes. And without them, none of us will be here tonight. Oh, she's 84, and I'm taking this home to her. She's watching right now in Malaysia, KL, with my family and friends. I love you guys. I'm bringing this home to you. And also to my extended family in Hong Kong, where I started my career. Thank you for letting me stand on your shoulders, giving me a leg up so that I can be here today. And to my godchildren, to my sisters, all of them, to my brothers, to my family. Thank you. Thank you.
And well-deserved. It is definitely well-deserved. Like I said before, Michelle Yeoh does make history as the first Asian-American actress to win an Oscar. And honestly, before we get to the next one, who also well-deserved, Michelle Yeoh, for all those that don't know, really and truly, I can't even begin to start on that woman's film career, on everything she's actually done. If you're like me and Joe, and we're both fans of martial arts cinema, it would take us the better part of tonight to go through every movie she's ever been a part of, and to go into detail why she should have gotten an Oscar a long time ago. But again, richly deserved. And you got to respect moms, because number one, this is her mom right here. Like, that's her mom as she gets the reaction. Now, let's be honest, moms are always going to back you up, but they love to see their children win. And as you know, Michelle Yeoh thanked her mom and her family, who are all watching. And that's a proud mama moment. I don't care what no one says. She can see that's the kind of bragging a mom will stare and say, my daughter is an Oscar winner, and just for no reason. But as you can see right there, she says she kind of I called her to come back and celebrate very soon.
Gave her the Asian mom thumbs up. Okay, you do good.
And she's very excited. But no, it's again,
you're not doctor, but you do good.
It's always that level, but like I said, me and Joe could literally spend the next day of the podcast explaining why she should have been.
Oh, you just need to watch Super Cop and Yes, Madam, and you're done.
I mean, yeah, that's the top tier, but I mean, if we're going through all of them, but you're right, I can go with those two.
Well, I mean, we got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and some of the other things.
Exactly, the other ones, which again she should have been nominated for, but that's okay. We know how the Academy Awards are, so like the Illuminati. Anyway, we're gonna keep it positive. The other individual that again richly deserved, much like Brendan Fraser, has made a epic comeback in the movies, and again he also should be recognized, and that's Ke Huy Quan.
And the Oscar goes to Ke Huy Quan.
Ke Huy Quan made his big screen debut in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and played Data in the Goonies. He holds a film degree from the USC School of Cinematic Arts and has worked as a stunt coordinator and assistant director.
Thank you. Thank you. My mom is 84 years old, and she's at home watching. Mom, I just won an Oscar. My journey started on a boat. I spent a year in a refugee camp. And somehow, I ended up here on Hollywood's biggest stage. They say stories like this only happen in the movies. I cannot believe it's happening to me. This is the American dream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Academy for this honor of a lifetime. Thank you to my mom for the sacrifices she made to get me here. To my little brother, David, who calls me every day just to remind me to take good care of myself. I love you, brother. Thank you to Kendall for all your support and everything you've done. Thank you to A24, to Daniels, Jonathan, Jamie, Michelle, and my Goonies brother for life, Jeff Cohen. I owe everything to the love of my life, my wife, Echo, who month after month, year after year for 20 years, told me that one day, my time will come. Dreams are something you have to believe in. I almost gave up on mine. To all of you out there, please keep your dreams alive. Thank you so much for welcoming me back. I love you. Thank you.
Now, let's be honest. That's pure joy, man. That is gratefulness. That is humbleness. That is a story that you can't help but feel good about. Now, the back end of that story, though, Jeff Cohen, if that name sounds familiar, that him and Ki-Wai Kwan and several others are a part of a very special club, if you will. He actually goes off. I don't have this up, and I apologize, but he does explain how he got back into Hollywood was basically through Jeff Cohen, who, if the name sounds familiar, if I say Truffle Shuffle, you'll know what I mean. You'll know who I'm talking about. But he was actually the one that got him back into acting. And of course, Corey Feldman, Josh Brolin, basically all the Goonies called in and checked on him, supported him. And then he turns around and says in the middle of the interview, Goonies never say die. And I'm like, damn. That, again, for me and Joe, because we were around that age when Goonies came out, that strikes a chord that they have that type of bond to where that is just, I mean, it's a beautiful story. But Joe, anything you want to add to Ki-Wai Kwan, or?
No, I mean, it's both amazing. They pretty much said everything. It's just hard to imagine something like this happening.
Yeah. And also, shout out to Brendan Fraser. I'm sorry, I forgot about him. I didn't have the graphic up that he got Best Actor for The Whale. Again, well deserved
And then after the Oscars, while Brendan Fraser and his wife and kids were alone and kind of off on their own thing, the whole crew of Everything Everywhere All at Once swarmed him and dragged them along in their group.
Yeah,
they all hung out.
that was a really cool thing. But yes, Brendan Fraser, Kiwi Kwan, who are having a.
I want to do another Mummy movie, so.
Oh, he's in fighting shape.
I hate saying this, but I'm fairly certain this is the other reason why Doom Patrol got canceled, because now they cannot afford Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, now they can't afford him. And also, the man is in fighting shape. So I would not mind another Mummy movie, considering that everybody is still around.
Or at least George of the Jungle 3.
You know, that's gonna be whoo. See, George of the Jungle 3 has got to be done right. That's got to.
All he's got to do is fight Tennessee Tuxedo, and we're good.
Oh God. But yes, these are the positives, by the way. Between Brendan Fraser, Kiwi Kwan, Michelle Yeoh, all three actors richly deserved. And then we get to
Then we get for Best Supporting Actress, which is very decisive because of the three people we wanted to win.
Yeah.
And we cannot speak ill of Jamie Lee Curtis because we love her to death.
But
She's
we got to play
a fantastic person, a great actress. That woman cosplays Vega and uses Vega in the FGC tournaments.
Yeah,
She's a giant One Piece nerd.
She is.
But she was the lowest on the totem pole for us wanting to win. It should have gone to either most definitely Angela Bassett or Stephanie Sway.
Stephanie Hughes.
Sway.
Oh, Sway. Oh, that's how you pronounce it.
I can't pronounce it. I'm trying my best. It's HSUI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Hughes.
Sweet. Sway.
Yeah, I thought it was Hughes. I could be wrong.
It should have gone again, we don't hate her. It was this low totem pole versus clear winner or close second winner. It's really hinky on how a lot of people feel about this, because no one hates Jamie Lee Curtis. She's done nothing. She's a wonderful person, but
that's the part I want to get to. Aside from the fact that this part in Wakanda Forever really has a lot more meaning now.
Of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
I mean, yeah. Have I not given? Now, granted, that's speaking to a specific part of Wakanda Forever, but still, it has a lot more meaning now. It has a lot more meaning now because, again, we at the Get Bit Podcast, we will not tolerate Jamie Lee Curtis slander. We will not. Nope. We will not have it. And unfortunately, she just happened to be. She really happened to be collateral damage because a group of people, for all those that don't know, may or may not know, how the Oscars are decided is that there are a group of people that actually make decisions about this. And you don't know who they are. To really be a part of this.
Are white.
Yeah.
They only just now started diversifying in the last 4 to 5 years.
Right.
Again, I'm bad at math. I'm a terrible Asian.
Here's the messed up part. To be a part of the group, you either have to get nominated by 2 people or get nominated yourself. But at the same time, I'm like, wait a minute, but nobody knows who they are. This is like the Illuminati of Hollywood. It's like, so nobody knows who they are, and yet they get to decide. These are folks that get to decide on whether or not where awards get taken. And I'm like, it hurts. It does hurt. I'm happy for Jamie Lee Curtis because she does have a body of work. Now, does what she did in Everything Everywhere All at Once stack up to supporting actress? No. If it was something else, if it was many of the other movies that she's actually done, I can see that. But because of the fact that it was Everything Everywhere All at Once, that's where I'm just like, this was a miss. If we're gonna go by that, then it should have been Stephanie Hugh.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because let's face it, if Namor wasn't on the screen, Angela Bassett was carrying that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Angela Bassett, which I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I know for a lot of us, it's like, why are we validating? Why are we trying to seek validation from the Oscars? It's not that, and I've said this on Blurred's Eye View, and I'm gonna say this here. It's just the fact that there seems to be this theme that when black actors and black actresses get nominated and they've had iconic roles, they tend to get snubbed. I mean, look at The Woman King. The Woman King wasn't even nominated, and it's a great film. Now we can sit there and say, well, it was all women, it was all black. Yes, it fit all the categories for a great film, and yet it didn't get nominated. The actors or actresses didn't get nominated. But at the same time, look what's gotten through. All Quiet on the Western Front. I don't know what it is about war movies and Germans, but apparently they get nominated almost goddamn.
They need to be reminded almost annually, or else they slip back in.
Yeah. So it's just it's one of those things to where it's just
you hate us so much. Oh right.
Yeah, but it's amazing. Like I said, we're not seeking validation. I don't want to seek validation, but I want to see someone whose body of work gets the acknowledgement that they deserve. And Angela Bassett, who has had not just her role as Queen in Black Wakanda, Queen Mona in Black Wakanda, she in Black Panther, and of course Wakanda Forever. She's done Tina Turner. She's done Malcolm X's wife. She has done Waiting to Exhale, how Stella got her groove back. She has done multiple roles where she has set the standard for actresses in Hollywood. And even now, as she's on 911, again, a highly rated show, and she is now the most high-paid actress in Hollywood. There's no other way to put that except that how is it that those of the unseasoned variety of that group in Hollywood tend to snub people? So it's not the fact that we're seeking validation. It's along the lines of it's just what do we have to do at this point to finally get recommendations? Because if we're doing honest, I'm like Denzel Washington, like really quickly, another example. But he didn't get nominated for Malcolm X. He didn't get nominated for Mo Better Blues or Devil in a Blue Dress. He didn't get nominated for John Q. He didn't get nominated for Deja Vu or various other movies. He got nominated for Training Day for being a corrupt cop. And of course, Halle Berry for Monsters Ball, which, fun fact, Angela Bassett was first offered the role in Monsters Ball, but decided to turn it down because of that infamous scene, which Halle Berry did. And somehow that got her the nod. But again, I digress. But to reiterate before we move on to the next thing, there is no hatred toward Jamie Lee Curtis because, again, she is an ally. She is a staunch supporter of a lot of things gaming. As Joe had pointed out, she is a staunch supporter of video gaming, supporting not only her kids but other kids and cosplay and things of that nature. She's actually cosplayed as the Pink Ranger. There's pictures of out there for the world to see. But again, she just happens to be a victim of a circumstance that was beyond her control. So
the Oscars were like, they pointed out, like, there were no women directors voted. Very little people, well, not people of color, we'll just say it this way. Very little black nominations this year. And, it just looks like, and I don't like saying this because I'm part Japanese, but this year was the year where they threw the Asians the bone.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember, we're not too far off from was Oscar So White. Remember that trend?
Oh, yeah.
We're not too far away from that, where everybody was saying the same thing. It's like, this thing looks like, how was it put so nicely? This looks like a jar of mayonnaise that was left out to rot. That's what I was like, damn.
Okay, so it's Big Mac sauce. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, it's. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, even like what people don't count as traditional Asian one, because Natu won, I think, best song. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right.
And people keep forgetting Indian people do constitute as Asian. Despite what Ronnie Chang of Daily Show says, Indian people do constitute as Asian.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna say that. I saw that. I said he's gonna reference
like the Daily Show ears only podcast is how I drive into work.
Oh my God, I should have saw that one coming. But no, also shout out to Triple R. Triple R actually did get the notification. If you have not seen Triple R, first
Go
off,
watch it on Netflix.
You should. Bollywood movies are the shit. Let me just go and point that out right now. Bollywood movies are the shit. If
I
you
like how
haven't
they have a crazy fun time dancing right before they bomb the shit out of that embassy.
I still like the fact that one movie, no, Triple R, where he smacked the tiger with a shield. Just
Then you got the other one that's on Disney, which has a horrible, horrible English dub.
Yeah.
But you can go see it on Hulu. It's called Bombastra. It's 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
3 hour. What if India had Dragon Ball characters?
Pretty much.
And dance sequences.
But again, nothing against that. But like I said, we will not tolerate Jamie Lee Curtis slander. If it was anybody else that had it coming, aim both barrels, but not at her. She didn't deserve this. But moving right along, I know, Joe, you wanted to talk about Sentai King Warrior as far as new changes that they're making.
Yeah, so let me see. Yep. So Osama Sentai King Oger, Royalty Sentai King Oger. This is the newest Sentai that came out. We are currently going to be on episode 3, coming out soon. But the biggest draw in this one is that Toei Animation is working in collaboration with Sony to use their LED wall technology that is now being prominently used in a lot of television shows, like, for example, The Mandalorian, Black Panther, Blade Runner, and Gravity, and that's because the LED stage screens are able to put very high quality fidelity pictures out there. Now, why is Super Sentai using this? First and foremost, this is now what's called the Reiwa period of Super Sentai, where we are exploring the Super Sentai multiverse. It is a different Earth. It's not like we're going to Tokyo and the Rangers are going to be running around, hanging around in, I don't know, a rice boba shop this year as their base. This year, it's entirely going to be on a different Earth. Every kingdom is its own kingdom. The main red kingdom is a steampunk kingdom. The blue kingdom is a cyber kingdom. The yellow kingdom is a fairy tale and artsy kingdom. The black kingdom is a traditional Edo period kingdom. The purple kingdom is an ice kingdom. They're able to pull these diverse sets off because they have the LED screen technology. The other reason is this saves them tremendously on filming costs because they can film on a soundstage and don't have to go out on location anymore. And in Japan, that's a really hard thing to do because we've been at this since the 70s. Japan's a small place, and they seem to fight on that one staircase an awful lot, or wind up in the underground sewer area with the giant stone pillars, and that quarry looks really familiar.
So are we saying that basically Japan, if you want to film in Japan's pretty much saying run your pockets?
Pretty much, it's getting too expensive and they're running out of unique locations because you only have so much area in Japan you can film in. These LED screens solve that issue and let you be in a world that's vastly different from anything else we go, because we're going to be hopping multiverses. I don't think we're going back to Tokyo for quite some time.
Okay.
Be they largely used or small used. They're very largely used in King Oger, but they were used in Dawn Brother for the watercolor intros and the Megazord battles, and the previous series they were used in Megazord battles again, and the roll call. I think they were going to be using them more and more just because of location shooting.
See, that's what makes me wonder, because I know from the American side, they did rehash a lot of the footage, especially with Mighty Morphin, especially with Zeo, almost everything up until, correct me if I'm wrong here, because it was Mighty Morphin, it was
I'm going to get his copyright claim almost immediately.
So what?
I'm going to get his copyright claimed almost immediately.
Oh, Lord. I was trying to think, because I'm like, I think they reused almost every Well, I'm not gonna say reuse. They rehashed footage almost all the way up to not Dino Thunder. What is it called? Fury. There we go. Between Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury, those are the ones that did not have new footage, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I think that's about right. But that would actually explain a lot. But while you're getting that, because what are you about to show me?
Oh no,
again?
I got it. We're gonna
Okay.
get like immediately copyright claimed.
Oh Lord, that's never stopped us before. What you got?
Share screen.
Okay, hang on.
Window. Let's resize it real quick.
Oh, good.
Being a giant pain in the butt.
Well, that's usually how it is right before production time. We go on the fly anyway.
Okay, there we go.
All right, hang on 1 second. Go for it.
We won't play any of the sound, but I can show you what we're going with. Maybe that'll cut down. So, like, everything behind them is the LED screen.
Gotcha.
And then this is what I was talking about here.
Oh, where he summons it, but he can summon it.
So
but
this is all the LED screen now. All of this is the LED screen.
That makes sense.
Meaning we get like some outlandish Megazord fights now.
See, that's what. But again, that makes sense though, considering the fact that number one, you're saving money as far as footage goes, and it's brand new footage, and it's easily adaptable. So that's probably going to be the new thing going forward. Actually, for a lot of superhero shows, it's just incorporating LEDs, because I know for the longest time, areas like Japan, New Zealand, and other areas they shot in was, like you said, getting pricey. And Japan has already said, "Run your pockets." That's gonna be a new slogan. Japan
Also,
said,
this
"Run your
cuts
pockets."
down on them, and unfortunately, having to do what now?
No, go ahead. I'm just saying, Japan, run your pockets. Japan said,
"Oh yeah."
I've just been repeating,
the other thing is this lets us. The other thing this lets like further like superhero shows and special effects shows do is make more elaborate battle sequences, because you're not beholden to a giant tiny diorama set anymore. You in the case of like Super Sentai, where you need a giant robot, you just model out the Megazord and then you toss it in there and you do whatever you want with it. You don't need a stuntman in that thing anymore.
That's fair. But no, if you haven't, I'm sorry, go say, Joe. What are you gonna say?
I was just agreeing with you.
But I was gonna say, yeah, if you haven't seen it, Joe actually did send me the first episode, which I call the disrespectful episode, because like you can't do it, so it sounds like performance issue. So I'll do it. You have to watch it. You'll see what I'm getting at. But
yes, this week we have the princess who's got the high pitched voice until she gets serious, then she's got command voice.
Yeah.
Or as I believe the fetish is now called on these days, step on me.
Yeah,
She's a step on me princess.
Yeah, it's.
I don't understand that. I don't get that.
I try to wave at that as it passes me by. Honestly, I wave at that one as it passes me by. But speaking of things that I'm surprised, we're gonna go into Disney a little bit with some news from there, as well as our impression of Mandalorian. But this first piece of news actually got to me. Willow. Again, guys, is a series on Disney Plus. Has been reported that Willow will not get a second season. I'm concerned.
I'm okay with this.
I'm confused because I didn't expect them. Let me say this first. First and foremost, I did not expect Willow to go into another season. Willow in itself is really a movie. This was more of a continuation of a story separated off from that. And it was the end of that. I'm okay with it. It's I guess because we're so used to so many things as far as things getting a first season or second season. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit off. Like, really? It didn't. I was like, wait a second, that's how it's supposed to go. They told the story.
No, they left it very open-ended for a second season.
But it didn't. But as I thought about it, I'm like, it doesn't need one. It's fine as it is right now.
Well, we're being very generous on this.
It is no. I'm being honest. It is fine as it is because we don't want to go into that. For a lot of us, like I said, me and Joe, and if you were born around the 70s and 90s, I'm sorry, wrong, 80s and 90s. Sorry, Joe. No one make us older. But if you were born around the 80s and 90s, Willow was a movie that's up there with Never Ending Story and so many other movies that's near and dear to our hearts. But the Willow series that we got, it was fine. I liked it. I mean, as Joe said, it was open-ended as far as the ending goes. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's never seen it. It's available on Disney Plus for the world for you to see. I won't spoil it for you, but I do believe that the ending was very open and that I like it like that. Let there be some mystery. Let it take itself from there. And if there's books about it, then hey, write books about it. But yeah. It didn't need a second season. That when I gave it a second thought, it didn't really need a second season. But what do you think, Joe?
How polite are we supposed to be on this?
You can go. You can be as bluntly honest as you want to be.
The whole series felt to me like a really bad Buffy the Vampire Slayer if they went to the Renaissance Fair.
Damn.
Like, I understand they're trying to do a lot of things, but like, half your cast is annoying. The other half of the cast is fun. They are really missing the fact that Val Kilmer can't be there because their Mad Mardigan stand-in was not good.
Fair.
It's
a fair
I felt like the troll episode was just an episode of Monty Python with an elongated skit.
That was funny though, but good.
Ooh, and Warwick Davis, like that man and everybody with him, brought hit our A game, but they really Whedonized the crap out of that series where everything had to have like a joke or a one-liner or some sort of snark to it.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't Willow. This is Buffy with Willow characters.
But it wasn't bad though. I mean, I didn't want to put too much stock into it. Like
they also would bring in characters and then kill them for no reason.
That was a little odd.
Huh?
It was a little odd, but not to be beyond the realm of expectation.
Okay, let me just put it this way. When Elora Daning met those two women that are clearly two Arkansas, she found her way out of the force and into Arkansas. I thought that they would be with her for a couple episodes. And then they killed them both in like 5 minutes. Like, they even went through the trouble of naming an axe. So I'm like,
well, I mean, that's
cool. She's gonna get like her own traveling buddies, and they're gonna have some fun adventures, meet up, and it's gonna be bigger. They really got to explain why they're both wearing denim cowboy clothes. But well, you know what? Maybe something beyond the veil means she wound up in Arkansas.
Well, I mean, that is kind of Whedon-ish to build your characters up just to knock them off. But I mean, I liked it. I know Joe's got some grievances. He's got some grievances about it.
It wasn't Willow. I watched Willow. I loved Willow. Mm-hmm. And I don't like fantasy that much, and I loved Willow.
But again, we can understand why I didn't get a second season. But a lot of people are just like, but I don't understand. It's because we're so used to everything in the second season. Like, if you thought that was crazy, people are going to be mad when The Last of Us Part 2 ends and think there's going to be a 3. You're going to be very mad because they're going to be mad anyway because Part 2 is not changing. And again, don't want to spoil it. If you haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, understand they're not deviating from that story. Some people are going to already be mad, but there's I just consider them. They need to grow up and move out of their mom's basement for the ones that are mad.
I did. I got to the attic.
Wait. That might be an off. That may be an off podcast. You didn't like the ending to Part 2?
I know what Part 2 is.
I know, but you said, did you like the ending? Is my question.
I think the mercy was undeserved, but
okay.
At the same time they're trying to grow both characters. But I think they both went way too far for either one to for them to be merciful to each other.
So
Like,
they were
they
beyond.
both went way too far in their directions.
Okay, so you're saying that they were just beyond redemption.
Oh yeah, like the only one that wasn't was the younger sibling, who just kind of got caught up in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the only one that deserved any redemption, and they got it.
Okay.
But the other two, God, no. Neither one of them deserved to live beyond that one giant brawl at the end. Like, they should have killed each other in a double punch.
You know what we're gonna have to do? That's gonna have to become a podcast to itself. We might discuss The Last of Us Part 2 before the next season, and how we're gonna hold that for an idea, because that'll make for a pretty interesting podcast for The Last of Us Part 2 and our thoughts on that. But anyway, other things from Disney Plus, we are going to talk about The Mandalorian, or my personal favorite, how to basically get redemption that you did not ask for. Episode 3 did drop this Wednesday. I'm going to try to be as very brief about it as I humanly can, because it is still kind of fresh. I still encourage everybody to watch The Mandalorian, but needless to say, at the end of it all, mission accomplished? Question mark? Because now, well, let's be honest. If you've seen this part by now, you know, or if you've watched episode 2, you already know that the Mandalorian did find the living waters, which, as the bladesmith did tell him, to be redeemed, because you remove your helmet, you have to find the living waters and basically bathe in them. If you watched episode 2, you already know he did that. But he wasn't the only one. Of course, in episode 3 was more, I'm going to be honest, because I don't want to go too much into it. Episode 3 was more Andor than Mandalorian. If you've seen Star Wars Andor, you'll know what I mean as far as the story being told there, with 2 Moss Gideon X people, I guess you can call them. But a lot of their side story came from there until we actually jumped back with the Mandalorian, Bo-Katan, as they did find a sect of Mandalorians who were not very happy to see them. But again, the reason why I say redeemed question mark is, again, it's going to lead to a question of a certain character. But again, I don't want to spoil it, because like I said before, still fresh, still want people to go see it. But I loved it. But I think it's going to come to a head between those 2 characters. But Joe, what did you think of The Mandalorian?
I liked it. I also liked that one of the Star Trek people from Discovery is double dipping in Star Wars.
Yes.
It took me a moment to, like, that's their daughter. How dare she jump ship?
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite That was my favorite LGBT family couple kid. And why are you here, ma'am?
Hey, it's all relative.
Why are they here?
It's all relative.
Yeah. It was a fun episode. I dug it. I dug the setup. It's like, it's a mind flayer. Nah, it's fine. We don't use that kind of stuff here. I know what a mind flayer is. Like, you're messing, you're joking. I did this a couple weeks ago. I'm fine.
Oh man, but yes, so far The Mandalorian has been great. Also, before we move to DC news, because there's quite a lot, so there's other things that before we get to DC, did want to talk about these 2 things first. Quick and flat out, you Dragon Ball Super fans, myself and Joe included. Fortunately, the new arc is going to be moving forward with Dragon Ball Super. Unfortunately, we did find out that Trunks and Goten will not be a part of it. They had sat there and said on the official Dragon Ball site that in the manga's new arc, which again, once that manga is done, the actual anime for Dragon Ball Super will begin, possibly with the next Power tournament. That yes, Goten and Trunks are not out of it. Supposedly, during the time of Dragon Ball Superhero, that when Gohan and Piccolo were after all doing their own thing, Trunks and Goten were also doing their own thing. Now, does that mean that we're going to get a story? Maybe. But if you're like me, Trunks and Goten really haven't been a part of the story since Majin Buu. And I'm going to be honest, I still want to see, because again, keep in mind, we're dealing with Trunks as a teenager. We're not really getting future Trunks. And Goten is kind of the.
Goten's just got more of a good personality as he got older. Like, he used to be the really timid one out of the pair, and now Trunks is the more timid of the two, and Goten is the more outspoken one.
Yeah.
The weird thing a bit is because of timeline and whatnot, they are really pushing the Mai and Trunks stuff, and it is still kind of weird considering we know how old Mai really is.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to Mai's credit, she's not exactly head over heels, and other different universes could be a completely different version of Mai to where Mai is naturally that age.
Yeah.
This is Prime Universe Mai, where Mai, I think, is like a 60-year-old woman, 50 or 60-year-old woman stuck in a teenager's body. But again, to the credit of the thing, she is not exactly pushing herself on Trunks.
Right.
It's Trunks trying to push herself on her because future Trunks goes like, oh, hey, you got a Mai. It's like, oh, I end up with her. I need to get with her. Meanwhile, Mai's like, yeah, you're fine. Okay, sure.
But it's weird though, because I gotta admit, like, I still want to see. I still at one point. Now, keep in mind, I know from a manga / anime standpoint, I still want to see Goten and Trunks become active in an arc eventually. It's like, when does that ever happen? Because it's almost as if they're more side. They've reached that. I'm not gonna say they've reached that Tien and Yamcha stage, but they're close. It's like you're more of a backdrop than actual in the front. Like, don't get me wrong, Gohan hitting his beast mode, okay, cool. Piccolo getting orange Piccolo, I'm not happy about it because it's basically Mountain Dew Piccolo, but okay.
I mean, he gets a Super Namekian form.
Yeah, but at the same time, everybody's getting power-ups or at least hitting new levels. Goten and Trunks really haven't gotten that far. And I'm just like, when are they going to get there? To me, it's like, when are you going to get your time to shine? Honestly, that's just.
They had it. They peaked in Boo. They were the only living Super Saiyans to achieve level 3.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, that can't be the point to stand on because let's be honest, Super Saiyan 3 is kind of like that. Yeah, you could do it, but it just serves no purpose.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even in Super Goku, flat out tells Caulifla?
Yeah.
Caulifla's like, hey, level 2's the best form. Level 3 sucks unless your body's dead.
Pretty much. Level 3 is just good for defense because it does nothing else. Trunks found out that the hard way.
Yeah, Trunks mastered Super Saiyan 2 and took on level 3 Goku.
Yeah.
But anyways, the Trunks thing, I mean, we knew from Jump Street this is the prequel to Dragon Ball Super Superhero. This is how Gedo gets put in prison. What happens afterward, I don't know. I mean, I know we're dealing with Black Frieza, but like...
Hello, monkeys.
I mean... the only thing they can do moving forward is train even more, get another form, or do they get Ultra Instinct Ego Gogeta or Vegito? Or Broly controls his power and just runs through, or Broly gets Super Saiyan 2, because remember, Broly's already strong enough at Super Saiyan 1 to take on God Blue form. So all he's got to do is hit Super Saiyan 2, and he's going to be able to mudhole stomp everybody in the galaxy and the multiverse.
I mean, Broly's already overpowered. He doesn't have a limit.
Which, by the way, speaking of Broly, it is his 20th anniversary for original movie Broly today.
Nice. Yeah, because I'm sorry, Broly will never. I mean, Broly is like Goku. He does not have a limit to his power to the point to where he's
no. Goku actually is stated. Vegeta told Goku point blank is like, "Hey, we're getting too old. We can't get too much stronger."
Tell it to Goku.
Tell it to Goku.
I mean, Vegeta said to Goku. How did Goku respond?
He was like, we'll figure something out.
Again, I still say Goku holds back, but that's a whole nother story.
He's never won against Vegeta. 3-0, baby.
Moving right along, guys. Tony.
What about them reboots at Disney?
Huh?
What about them reboots at Disney?
I don't know which reboots you're talking about.
Recess.
Oh, it says rumor, but dude,
I so want Recess to be rebooted.
I don't know. I thought about that just because of all those Saturday morning cartoons that used to come on. It's like Recess was a good one.
Look, I'm not asking for the Weekenders. I'm just want Recess.
I know, but Recess was perfect for the time. Could you imagine Recess now?
Well, no, it'd have to be a timepiece because there is no such thing as Recess anymore.
Right. So could you imagine them trying to redo? It's not like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, which, by the way, really quickly, awesome, because now episodes 1 through 11 are available right now. So again, if you haven't seen it, you highly should.
That music is so good.
Yes. But Recess, I'd rather the originals be there, and I'm okay with those.
You just do a quick season, let them do how the series ended, let them be in 6th grade, give them one more recess. And for those of you asking us just how old are we, I will kindly remind you of a famous quote from Harada from Tekken. Shut the hell up and sit the hell down.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. A reboot to Recess. Because to me, it's just like,
Proud Family it.
Well, I mean, Proud Family could do it because Proud Family wasn't
Proud Family did it wrong, though. Remember, Penny was in the Proud Family movie 16 and driving at the end of it? And this one, she's 14?
But how they did Louder and Prouder was actually well done.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah, Louder and Prouder was well done. I don't see how Recess could... I don't see how they can catch that same lightning in the ball. That's just me.
I said, you just let them do the 6th grade and then you do something else. Maybe it's their kids.
Recess the next generation. When they come, can you imagine Spinelli with a kid? Spinelli.
Oh, yeah.
Soccer mom Spinelli with a kid.
No, that's soccer coach Spinelli. Don't be wrong.
No, I think you know what? No, twisted. She's not a soccer coach. She grew out of the tomboy. I can see that. Just for her daughter to turn around and follow the same footsteps and go, yeah, that was me. just to see the other side of it all. But I don't know. I'm indifferent. Like I said, if it becomes true, cool. I'm willing to give it a shot. But speaking of things I want to give a shot that I never thought I'd see, Joe, you remember the TV show Monk?
Yes. My sister is a huge fan of Monk.
Okay, because again, for all those that don't know, Monk, a long time ago on a network called USA, which is still around, by the way, because USA had a lot of what they call Sky Blue shows. Sky Blue shows mean they're light, they're airy, they're either entertaining and fun, or whodunit mysteries like Clue. Well, this show Monk a long time ago about a man with obsessive
compulsive disorder.
Yeah, thank you. With OCD, who was also a detective and a pretty good one at that. So anyway, why are we bringing this up? Well, because Tony Shalhoub, who actually plays Monk, has confirmed that there is a Monk movie in the works at Peacock with the original cast. I think it's great because Monk did not, I'm going to be honest with you, now that I remember about Monk, I don't think Monk ever got the send-off it deserved.
No, it does. It does.
He
finally does get the courage to watch the tape in the end, and it helps solve the murder.
Okay, because I was like, I don't know. It's like I always feel like it never got the ending, or I may have just missed that. I may have just missed that episode entirely. But knowing that there is a Monk movie in the works at Peacock, and don't get me wrong with Peacock because they did Nash Bridges, which again, another show that was on CBS, and they did a movie for that. I don't expect them to bring the series back because Nash Bridges for a place in time was good, and Don Johnson and Cheech Marin can't, really do what they used to anymore.
Look, I preferred Martial Law.
Martial Law was good as well, and it sucks they only gave it 3 seasons, but that's a whole nother discussion. But Tony Shalhoub with Monk getting its movie, I can be down with that. Let's see, because I don't think they ever said, no, they didn't give a synopsis for it yet. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this, because like I said before, it is a whodunit situation with a man who is not. If you've never seen OCD, this is a man that takes OCD to a whole new level. But he is entertaining, he is funny, and again, definitely looking forward to that. But moving right along, guys, like I said before, just some other stories before we get to the DC news, because there is a lot of it. Ghostbusters, which we did talk about last week, that Ernie Hudson, also reprising his character as Winston Zeddemore, said at the time he did not know how much of an involvement that he would have with the next Ghostbusters movie. Keep in mind, Ghostbusters Afterlife, you did see him at the end say that I'm going to take Ecto-1 home, back to the firehouse in New York. One of the post-credit scenes, we saw actually Ecto-1 going back to the firehouse. Well, what we do know now is that it's been reported that basically Ernie Hudson had said the script is a lot of fun, which he says the character of Winston Zeddemore is very much included. We also find out that we do get a synopsis of the Ghostbusters Hell's Kitchen. At least that's the working title for it right now. Pretty much after the events in Oklahoma, the Ghostbuster team returns to where it all started, New York City. The Spangler family story continues with a new group of Ghostbusters led by Ernie Hudson and Ray Stantz. So we do confirm that Dan Aykroyd and Ernie will be back in this. Let's be honest, we're probably going to see Bill Murray somewhere in the middle of this. What were you going to say, Joe?
So the interesting thing about this, and I'm keeping very much on top of this, is the interesting thing is that Paul Rudd is confirmed with this, along with Wolfram, what's his name, and Grace McKenna and the mom. So my guess is that Paul Rudd is now the new dad.
Yeah.
The really interesting thing here is the Spangler family story continues with a new group of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That is to say that, for those unaware, and I've said this last week, I believe, Spirits Unleashed is a follow-up to Afterlife. The video game Spirits Unleashed it is the new Ghostbusters under the guidance of Winston. Winston's new hire or possibly family member Kat. I'm not sure if she's related to Winston or not. It's kind of left in the air on that one.
Yeah, they didn't really confirm it.
I want to say granddaughter, but you just never know.
Right.
And then Ray's next door. But I'm wondering if it is the family is the new group of Ghostbusters, or Grace and Wolfram Hart. I think that's his name.
Well, you know what's funny? Well, I was going to point this out too, because you did point this out in the previous podcast. What if we did, I'm not going to say get relatives, but let's just say they get people they're associated with. Like we sat there and said that we know Bill Murray is going to somehow reprise his role as Peter Venkman. But what to say that we don't get a Venkman-like character that's related to him on the actual squad?
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it depends if they can get that one actor back that played Oscar when he was a baby.
You know, the funny part is, that would be a full circle moment. It's like, how do you know the Ghostbusters? Let's just say
they kept me from being eaten by a tub as a baby.
That would be funny.
Also, one of them's my dad.
Let's just say they've known me since birth. I have the portrait, and you still have the portrait in the back.
We also know that Sigourney Weaver will be returning in this movie, as she did in the after credits trailer, which is probably the best after credits trailer I've seen in a good while.
Oh,
We're keeping this box. I like it. We're keeping this.
Where she shocked them, was like, "Oh, that's why you do this." No.
Yeah. So it's a new group of Ghostbusters, meaning potentially either Wolfram Hart and Grace McKenna are teaming up with a new cast.
Mm-hmm.
They still haven't mentioned Podcast's actor or Lucky's actress coming back. This could be, like I said, the two kids teaming up with, brand new people, possibly older, possibly around maybe a little bit younger, 20, 30 somethings or mid 20 somethings. They may be even based on the Extreme Ghostbusters. We don't know yet.
Well, I mean, as more information comes out, it's gonna. I mean, don't get me wrong. if you haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, first and foremost, highly recommend it. It's a love letter to the original ones. Not to say that the all-female Ghostbusters is not a bad movie. We're not dissing it. We're not, tearing it down. But understand
I can, but not because of them. That movie had so many worse problems other than that. They were not the problems in that film.
Right. But with the new movie, again, working title until they confirm it, Ghostbusters Hell's Kitchen, it looks like it is shaping up to be hopefully in the same area as Afterlife, as far as the care taken to write the story, to do the cast, to really get back to where guys like me and Joe and our other co-host Shadow and others all love the reason why we fell in love with the genre in the first place. So we're definitely going to follow that as it comes along. However, Joe did bring this up to me because I did not know this was happening, that the Flintstones are getting a sequel. The sequel series called Bedrock was announced. It's an animated series that'll be launched on Fox. Supposedly, it is set to follow 20 years after Flintstones series, where Fred is on retirement. Pebbles is 20-something years old as she's starting to enter in, because it's going from Stone Age to the Bronze Age, which is weird. So it's doing that change. And of course, we're going to see Bam Bam. We're going to see Barney and Fred. I'm sorry, Barney, Fred, Wilma, Betty. So we're going to see all those things. I'm going to be honest. This is kind of up there. So what are you gonna say, Joe?
The weird thing is this is a mid-quill series technically.
Yeah.
Because we already have Yabba Dabba I Do, where Pebbles and Bam Bam get married. Then we have the sequel, which can't be shown on television anymore.
Right.
Because we do see the birth of Pebble and Bam Bam's twins. Like, we don't see them actually be born, but we're in the room as the children are being born.
Right.
Then we have the Rock Vegas series, or not the Rock Vegas, the second Flintstones Christmas special, where they adopt another kid.
Yeah.
Because their house is too quiet because Pebbles and Bam Bams are raising their kids.
Yeah.
So this is a weird mid-quill, or they're just choosing to ignore the two other television movies.
Either that or the two television movies are canon. If they're trying to say they don't exist.
That or the Pebbles and Bam Bam show don't make sense anymore.
I guess, but
I blame the 70s.
I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. It's supposed to be along the same lines as Simpson, Family Guy, and Bob's Burgers. That's saying a lot. But again,
Stephen Root, Amy Sedaris, Nick Breyer, Joe Trujillo. Oh, please tell me he's Barney. Please tell me Joe. Please tell me.
Yeah, Trujillo plays
Brooklyn
Barney.
Nine-Nine is Barney.
Yeah, Trujillo plays Barney. They said, let's see, looks like Stephen Root plays Fred, Amy Sedaris plays Wilma, Nicole Byer plays Betty, Joe Trujillo plays Barney, and Manny Jacinto will play Bam Bam.
And Elizabeth Banks
will play
be
Pebbles.
Pebbles.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I gotta see it. Maybe once it's available and out there, maybe I can give it a fair shot. But it's like seeing the Stone Age going to the Bronze Age. They're gonna try to modernize it, even though it's the Bronze Age. But I don't know. We'll definitely have to see what comes from there. I'm not sold on it, but I'm not against it. But
now I have this horrible image of Fred doing the Spartan kick and somebody into a pit.
This is Bedrock. This is Bedrock with the. Oh, I can see that. But anyway, DC news. First and foremost, shout out to James Gunn. Number one, not only for giving me a lot of faith in DC Studios, but this man. Number one, I'm starting to question if he sleeps, because anytime there is misinformation about DC Studios, this man is on it like butter on toast. Like, for example, in this case, there was speculation that Robert Pattinson might not appear as Batman in the Penguin series, even though he can still appear as Bruce Wayne or the Drifter, because the rights between Fox, Disney, and the merger battles that they're having we're causing a little bit of issues over who has rights. Keep in mind, they are still moving forward with the Batman 2 as far as Elseworlds is considered in DC Studios, and HBO Max is still going forward with Colin Farrell's The Penguin. So there is a lot of legality is being thrown up into the air, but it was brought up that someone said, well, because of this, they don't believe that Robert Pattinson's Batman could play in the Penguin series because of rights. However, shout out to James Gunn, because let me point something out. Let me tell you how quick, and I'm going to tell you how quick this man responds. I want to point this out for a second. Someone tweeted this at March 14th. Someone tweeted that March 14th of 2023, right? March 14th of 2023, that someone tweeted this. March 15th of 2023, James Gunn, this is not true. Where else do you know that a CEO, much less a guy who is heralding DC Studios, is on top of stuff like this? I mean, don't get me wrong, Kevin Feige is very, very responsive, but James Gunn can give this man a run for his
money. He's got a team. James Gunn just has a team, just literally has like 5 or 6 people sitting at the computers at all times and feeding him information like, this true? Yes, no.
Yeah. And I give it to him. He immediately puts a kibosh to it. He sat there and says, no, it's not true. And he would know, considering the fact that single-handedly him and Peter Safran have created DC Studios. They have basically said to Warner Brothers, stick to your stuff. We'll stick to ours. Don't interfere, which Warner Brothers said okay. He has sat there and made Elseworlds for other things to continue, so we're not losing out on great content. So, of course, the man is going to be very, very protective of DC Studios, which gives me a whole lot of faith in what he's doing. So that's why I'm like, I like the fact that he is staying responsive, that he is dispelling misinformation. On top of that, he also did give us some other news as well, that he will be directing Superman Legacy, which nobody is, I mean, first and foremost, James Gunn has had a pretty good record of directing movies. Even with him being in DC Studios, you know, he is finding directors to do certain movies, but he also is a great screenwriter. I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1, Volume 2, and upcoming Volume 3 in the holiday special. Look at the Suicide Squad that he did. Look at Peacemaker. Every one of these movies and television series have had great success. So I'm not against it, even though he says at the bottom, quote unquote, it has been a long road to this point. I was offered Superman years ago. I initially said no because I didn't have a way in that it felt unique and fun and emotional that gave Superman the dignity he deserved. Then a bit less than a year ago, I saw a way in many ways centering around Superman's heritage, how both his aristocratic Kryptonian parents and his Kansas farmer parents inform him who he is and the choice he makes. The long and short of it is, I love the script and I'm incredibly excited as we begin this journey. I can't knock a guy who takes that much consideration and says, if I'm going to do this, I want to do this right. And the fact that he's trying to find the balance in between the parents as he's telling a new Superman story, which I know a lot of people are like, well, another Superman story? Yes, because you know what, Snyder fans, which I'll get to you momentarily. I haven't forgot about y'all, but let me go ahead and say this before I turn around and be quiet and let Joe take it. First off, do we need a Superman movie? Yes. Man of Steel was mediocre. Batman vs. Superman was trash. Justice League was a dumpster fire. Snyder had 3 shots. 3 shots, and he missed on all 3. The fact that Gunn is wanting to refresh the DC universe, that yes, if he wants to start with Superman and do Legacy, which at this point, we don't know what the script's about, but by that one comment that he left gives me hope that he is going to write an amazing script for Superman, which, again, I'm okay with him directing because I can't think of someone else at the moment who could take that same loving care and actually make a great movie to where we as DC fans can be happy about. But, Joe, what do you think?
I mean, I'm all for it. I think there was also some sort of significance with the release date. I think his brother put something up there.
Yeah, he said that the release date was around July 11th, 2025. And I think he said that it was regarding his father. I think it was something regarding his father.
Yeah, something about that. I mean, I'm all for it. Like we're saying, this man knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He made us love a tree and a raccoon, so I don't think a different alien immigrant is going to be too much harder for us to fall in love with.
Pretty much.
He knows the material. We constantly see All-Star Superman, so Lord only knows. We'll probably get some version of All-Star Superman, and it's James Gunn, so I guarantee you we're going to hit Planet Bizarro.
Yeah, which again, untold story. An untold story that's never covered. Why not? But I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah, which again, July 11th. But that's not the only DC new guys, because we do got about 2 bits. This one, I don't know how I feel about this one. Ben Affleck has sat there and was asked if he would direct a movie in James Gunn's DC universe. He said, quote unquote, absolutely not. He says, quote unquote, I would not direct something for the Gunn DC universe. Absolutely not. I have nothing against James Gunn. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want to go in and direct in the way they're doing that. I'm not interested in that.
No, that's fine, because I guarantee you that's I think he also goes on to say Justice League also just ruined him utterly and completely. But I think that what he's really trying to say is, hey, they're going to expect me to make a movie a certain way in a certain style, like the DC style, because Marvel has lost many a director because they want the movie directed a certain way in a certain style. It's why we lost Edgar Wright and got Peyton Reed in Ant-Man. We've lost, I don't know how many directors for different Avengers movies. Whatnot. So Ben Affleck, just right now, he's not saying anything bad about James Gunn. It's like, I make my movies a certain way. My way is not going to be copacetic to how they do things at DC. I am not going to try my hand at it.
But here's my thing, and I say this because, number one, if you think about the movies Ben Affleck has either directed, written, or both. And my thing is, you say that I wouldn't want to go and direct in the way that they're doing that. That tells me, like, either A, you've been approached, or B, you're just assuming. Because this is the same cat before Warner Brothers Discovery, when Warner Brothers had DC, he was Batman, post Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. He was getting up to write and direct his own Batman movie, and that got shelved. And I'm thinking to myself, no, number one, Ben Affleck, you could do Batman. I mean, you do a great Bruce Wayne. You could do Batman, no problem. But now you're in a different part. You're in a different era. DC is under new management. James Gunn and Peter Safran are wanting to change the landscape of DC for the better. I find it very hard to believe that Affleck would turn down something, because I'm sorry. Number one, if me or Joe or anyone else that we know was offered to direct the DC movie, I can't imagine any of us saying no. I cannot imagine that. That the opportunity alone to direct a movie, much less a superhero comic book movie, is once in a blue moon. And at the same time, Affleck may or may have not, we cannot confirm this for sure, he may or may not have been offered to direct a movie. Do I think he could have done Batman? Yes. There's plenty of stories out there he could have done. There's plenty of Batman stories out there that are not televised. Some are on the animated series that he could turn around and do and make a great movie out of. But it's almost like, yeah, I've seen what Gunn does. I can't do what he does. I can't do it because I think they're going to force me to do it. And I'm like, I don't get that vibe from James Gunn, but at the same time, don't get me wrong, I respect Affleck, but I'm like, dude, you made Geely. You made Geely, The Town, Reindeer Games. Armageddon, and we can keep going down the line of all the movies you've been a part of, sir. But I'm just saying, it's almost as if he got offered it and turned it down because he didn't like the premise. But that's just me. But I can't see why anybody turns down an opportunity to direct a superhero film. That's just me.
Now, for me, it would depend on what the project they offered was. I'm not directing a Hal Jordan Green Lantern movie.
You know what? That would be the messed up part if if James Gunn approached you and said, Joe, we would like you to direct Green Lantern. Joe's question, which one?
It's like, you got to put Hal Jordan in it. Fine, he's Parallax. We're gonna kill him in the end.
Why could I see that? Joe, we want you to direct Green Lantern. Which one? It's like that. I can just see that your immediate next question. Which one? I can see that, but I just can't bring myself to just. I mean, like I said before, I don't get where Affleck. I know Affleck did not have the greatest time with Snyder and Justice League and Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. I get it. I understand it. I understand that it was not the most pleasant experience. I understand that he's happy it's over and done. He will be showing up in The Flash. From what I've been told, it might be 5 or 10 minutes worth of it. But, it's just one of those times where I think, we keep asking for these actors to get redeemed or at least a shot at redemption. And I kind of feel like Affleck might have missed out on this shot to actually do the Batman he wanted. I think Gunn would have honestly gave him the leeway to do it. I just think that he just, kind of gave up before it happened, honestly. But anyway, it's just, like I said, I couldn't imagine. I mean, maybe it's just me, just because I'm not a multi-million-dollar made actor / director. Maybe I can't see it that way, but I don't know. But I digress. But anyway, like I said, some other DC news before we get to the rest of our shows, impressions, and comic book pools. I'm gonna get, I said I was gonna get to you, Snyder fans. Why? Because your leader, if you will, your leader had the unmitigated gall to put this out.
April 28th, 29th, and 30th. Save the date.
Yeah, that part. Save the date. Now, what does this pertain that you may ask? Well, a lot of people are wondering what this would be asked. Well, we actually know what it is. That we are going to see releases, possibly, which again, this hasn't been confirmed as of yet, because again, save the date for April 28th to 30th. But again, this was a picture that was showing on Zack Snyder's Twitter, where it shows, of course, MOS, BBS, and of course, ZSJL. If you don't know what that means, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League. This only goes to show me, and I'm just going off what the tweet says, that it looks like he might be releasing other cuts of all 3 movies. Now, me and Joe have went over this multiple times. And I know people have differences over Man of Steel. I know people have differences over Batman vs. Superman. I know people have differences over Justice League. I have sat there and said all 3 of them were trash. Man of Steel could have been better. Batman vs. Superman was trying to create a universe in one movie. And no matter what, the Snyder cut or the original Justice League, even though Whedon did a crappy job of trying to clean up a dumpster fire, it just didn't hit. So I guess now Zack Snyder is, releasing his cuts of all 3 movies over the days of April 28th, 29th, and 30th. More than likely, there'll probably be an event somewhere to where you can show the movies. But honestly, the Snyder fanboys have, those Snyder fanboys have been quiet. They were quiet for a little while, but
that's
now
from the switch to off.
Yeah,
remember half of them were bots, anyways.
I mean, but Joe, it was quiet. It was finally quiet.
So here's what this says to me. Netflix isn't giving him any more money to make his zombie stuff.
Yeah.
Or what's the next project he has going? That cyberpunk one?
Crap.
Red something.
It was. Hang on a second. It was something cloud.
Red Cloud or Azure Cloud or.
Give me a second. But yeah, it was just. How can I put this ever so nicely?
He doesn't. It's what it sounds like. Netflix isn't giving him the money, so he needs more capital.
It is.
Look, I'm even one of the people that don't mind Man of Steel for the in the grand scheme of things. The only thing I truly hate about Man of Steel is the portrayal of the Kents. I think they are the worst part of that movie. Everything else is fine. I grew up where my Superman has killed multiple people. And we've seen it. If you've watched Superman the animated series, you don't get to see your Superman being killed. We were all there when he did the Jaga and Maxer or whatever.
Rebel Moon. There we go.
Rebel Moon.
Rebel
Jala
Moon.
and Maxer. We've seen him kill Darkseid in Justice League.
Yeah.
The Bruce Timm one. We've seen him kill 2 Kryptonians. Well, he didn't kill them, but he certainly didn't save them from going into a black hole.
Pretty much.
So, we can't say our Superman is clean and pristine. So that part never bothered me with the whole neck snap of whatchamacallit. I thought it could have been handled better. But I'm not beat up over that. It's the betrayal of the Kents. Batman v Superman, hot trash. You had a pee jar as a plot device. That shows how well. That is almost the equivalent of having Ron Jeremy in your movie and it not be Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but it's just, you're right. It feels like a money grab. There's no other way I can say this. This does feel like a money grab. I still say that, it doesn't give hope. Let's first and foremost, fanboys, Snyder fanboys, this is not going to make James Gunn and those at DC go, oh, well, you guys should be, you should give Snyder never got the chance to fulfill his vision. He did multiple times, not just the 3 movies we're talking about right there. Keep in mind, he had a hand in Wonder Woman. He had a hand in Aquaman. He had a hand in Shazam. So it's not just his 3 movies he directed. He had hands everywhere else. The man has had his chances. Now, don't get me wrong. He's found success in other movies. Army of the Dead on Netflix, Army of Thieves on Netflix have both done wonderfully well. He does zombie movies. He does zombie movies very efficiently. I give him credit.
Surprisingly, with very little gore.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, with Dave Bautista with Army of the Dead, I'll give him that. I got no issue with that. And his new venture, Rebel Moon, it may be good too, but he cannot do superhero movies. And the fact
that he can't do DC movies. His Watchmen was pretty decent. I said pretty decent. I didn't say good.
We're being generous, Joe?
We're being very generous, yes.
Okay. But it's just, like I said before,
his Rorschach was good. His Rorschach and Night Owl were good.
Fair. I'll give you that. That's fair. But no, it's just this feels like a love letter. And don't get me wrong. I know there are plenty of people out there that loved, people out there that love those 3 movies. Kudos. We're not the all-inclusive know-it-all / critics of judgment on this. So our opinions on this may differ from other people's. It's just the fact of the matter is, for one time, the fanboys were quiet. And we got this close to reaching that final level of acceptance. We got close. We got past anger. We got past denial. We got past bargaining. We were this close to acceptance. This freaking close.
And you know what? Maybe even James Gunn gives him something. It's not going to influence his movies. It'll just go in the Elseworlds category, which is fine.
Which it can be, which I can see that. But
I mean, the only thing I was really looking forward out of the new Snyder stuff, and I'll be honest with you, was the Granny Goodness stuff.
Which if there was more harped on, I could see that making sense. But I'm not gonna lie, I was just so happy. Oh, and Planet of the Dead. So that's coming up too. So yeah, Planet of the Dead and Rebel Moon is his next two movies are gonna be on Netflix. Apologize for that. But again, this whole thing, this whole tease for April 20th, 30th, I get it. It's a love letter, but let that be the end, guys. He had his run. Just let it die. Speaking of things I wish let die, though, but this is the first time I can sit there and say I didn't watch it, but Joe did. We're getting to our TV show impressions before we get to our comic book pulls. Joe watched for 10 minutes this travesty of a dumpster fire because I refused to watch it. Gotham Knights. So, Joe, do you want to tell everybody your 10-minute impression on Gotham Knights?
I like the Duella Dent actress. Then about halfway through the series episode, I got bored.
I'm sorry. I know
they do clarify a lot of things. A lot of back characters are actually in this.
Okay.
Like his best friend is Stephanie Brown, and the classmate is Carrie Kelly. We'll leave that alone. The villains are fine as they are. Like I said, the Duella Dent actress is easily the best actress in this series. There is no Alfred. There's someone named Cressula, who I'm fairly certain is Katana from The Outsiders. They also do away with this. I think this got retooled. This this kid is no longer Bruce Wayne's other secret child. It's very open about it. It even state, hey, my parents got killed. Bruce adopted me because all of his kids left the house and he needed somebody there to ground him. It's like, all right, cool. You're another Tim Drake. You're Tim Drake too. That's fine. I like that better than it gives an explanation that all the Robins are gone, even Damian, and that Bruce recognized that he needed somebody to ground him or to help keep him grounded, because that's what a Robin is for, really.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, a Robin is always with him to help keep him grounded. Otherwise, basically Batman just becomes Zen or Rob Batman all the time.
Yeah, but Zimmerman wasn't bad though.
Yeah, did you read the backups where they just says like, well, when does it end? When the threat of death scares them all.
I mean, you can't say it's not effective.
I mean, so many people in Gotham died from not killing the Joker, but no, like I said, I got bored with it really quickly. The best actress in all of this, and that's really sad to say because I don't know the actual Misha something. He was Castiel.
Misha Barton.
Misha Barton is James Gordon. He does a fantastic job too, but standout actress is easily the Duella Dent actress, but I got bored and went back to playing Spider-Man.
I couldn't bring myself to watch it. I'm not gonna lie. We talked about the synopsis many months ago. We talked about when we first saw the trailer. I am just simply not impressed, and I think that it's to me, it's not even worth wasting my time to really watch because I feel like I'm going to get annoyed. And plus, the CW still trying to hold on to those dying embers of the Arrowverse. Reason being because the next show that we're going into, which again, The Flash.
No, get that off of there. He wasn't in this episode.
A Flash episode that did not have Flash, focused around Cecile. And
so I got one question in all of this. Did they Chuck Cunningham her other kid?
Yes.
That child just went up the stairs and never came back down?
Pretty much. Actually, the funny part was out the door, never came back. She went with the daughter went with Joe. I'm sorry. Yeah, because it was a boy now. No. So the daughter went with Joe.
No, not the new baby. That's just magically a 5-year-old or whatever, her first child before she met Joe.
Oh yeah, that child pulled a Judy. That child pulled a Judy on
He's a Chuck Cunningham. So that means at the end of it, we're gonna get a mention. Like, where's the other kid?
Yeah, that's pretty much it's almost like we don't talk about Bruno. That's almost like that.
Yeah, but that ends well for Bruno in the grand scheme of things.
True. I mean, we found out that the grandma is truly the monster. But anyway, But no, it's the whole thing of just, I get it, abbreviated season. You can't even give my boy a proper love interest. I mean, the will they or won't they got solidified, but it's like it took you 6 episodes to get there. Even more so that this episode really wasn't it didn't feel like a Flash episode. It felt like a Flash filler.
Like, literally, I felt the whole episode led up to them just saying, we're a bunch of badass bitches. And like, this is what you guys came up with one line in the writing room and then worked backwards, didn't you?
Pretty much. And of course the Flash and Iris being back at the end, and then I guess they find out that she's pregnant, and though it's kind of early, it's just like, what are we doing? I understand there's 3 episodes left. There's 3 episodes left. I get it. I understand it. But this is the reason why the Flash got an abbreviated season. It should be more about Flash either wrapping up or really kind of giving us that open-ended kind of feel. That would make more sense as the last surviving, because Superman and Lois, it's still going to go on as an Elseworld story. We know that. But the Flash in itself, being the last ember of the CW Arrowverse, it should have it open-ended. I just don't think that, we're going to get that. I think it's going to be more like Legends of Tomorrow, with the last 3 episodes are going to be let's just throw things at the wall.
He still has to save the Legends.
Either next episode, I'm calling it either next episode or episode after next. Either 7
I
or
say
8.
they're going to get like some random villain, Cobalt Blue, give him a 3-episode arc, and he's going to have to find the Legends to help him defeat Cobalt Blue because he's too dang powerful.
Yeah, one of the two.
And if not, then we're just doing goofy filler episodes till the end.
My money's on goofy filler episodes, but you're right. He still does have to save the Legends. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Black Lightning cameo for no reason.
Or that failed, gotta go in the future because there's something wrong. Let's talk to Ollie's 2 kids in 2035.
Nah, Ollie's going to be the 9th episode. I think Stephen Amell is going to be the final episode.
Probably.
Yeah, just to give it the kibosh on it all. The show that started it all, unfortunately, is going to have a special appearance in the show that's going to end it all. But yeah, the Flash. Anyway, let's go on to brighter news. Superman and Lois, the first episode of the new season was.
I forgot about this. I forgot about this.
Well, long story short, because again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. It does pick up like 10 to 11 months after the world almost ended due to Parasite. Of course, Jordan is still getting used to his powers. Of course, they do have a new Fortress of Solitude. Now that 3 people know Clark's as well as Jordan's secret. Those things started to come along. The new actor who actually plays Jonathan, little different. I'm gonna be honest.
How do they hand wave that he's a different actor?
Yeah, he's a different actor, but
so how do they hand wave it in the show?
They just sat there and they tried to treat it like he was part of it. Like they didn't even they have a little bit, because in this one, not to spoil it, but in this episode, he learns he's basically taking his driver's test. And I guess to try to introduce him more to the audience. But man, the difference between him and the other actor who actually played Jonathan, man, that's night and day. It took me a while,
for good or for bad?
Indifferent. I mean, I guess he has to grow on you, because you know how some characters, the look personifies the role to the point to where we can't see nothing but them. So now it's introducing a new character into that role. We're basically getting affirmated all over again.
Okay, so let me put it to you this way. If he was a Superboy, would he be John Kent Superboy, or would it be Connor Kent Superboy?
Connor Kent.
Okay, let me ask. We'll go further into this because we're trying to pinpoint this for the audience. Teen Titans Connor, or living in Hawaii in the solo series Connor? T-shirt and jeans, or super suit and jean jacket and leather jacket?
No, he'd be living in Hawaii, Connor. I had to think about that one.
Okay, so we know which Connor we're dealing with.
Okay.
This is somebody who routinely has to keep turning down Maxima.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just the first episode, so there's getting used to it. I don't want to spoil again what you see near the end. We'll cover that in the next episode because it's shaping up. Because you did hear the names Bruno Mannheim, which means it's going to lead to Intergang. I am not going to say the other person that popped up, but again, we'll talk about that in the next podcast. But overall, great episode, great story so far for it to be the first episode.
So is this their final season?
They have not said.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Superman Lois season 3 is going to be the season finale for it. They have not said. I'm kind of hoping it remains an Elseworlds tale. I kind of wish it would go to HBO Max, but again, that remains to be determined. But we will definitely find out about that. But as far as that, that's really the news that I have. Joe, anything you got before we move on to comics?
We have one more piece of news. They did finally announce the new writer of Steelworks.
Okay.
Which is the John Henry Irons and Natasha Irons. That is Worf himself, Michael Dorn, will be writing this comic book when it debuts in either June or July.
Sweet.
For those unaware, Michael Dorn does have a part in the Superman animated series. Unlike what the article says, where he plays John Henry Irons, he did not. He played Calabac. He played Darkseid's son with the club until, Darkseid got a better son in Orion,
right,
who is his actual son. But yes, Michael Dorn, Worf, writing a Superman book. For those unaware, Steel has been a very big favorite of mine, with the notable exception of the Shaquille O'Neal movie. We all make mistakes, and Shaquille O'Neal probably needed the money since he wasn't playing on the Orlando Magic at the time and hadn't made it to the Lakers.
I'm sorry. I just not thought about that. But no.
Also, he probably needed to make money because I don't think Kazam made him any more money. But yes, anyways, no. In all seriousness, no. Steel was one of my favorite comic books as a kid in the 90s because I really didn't like Superman, but I liked all the Superman adjacent characters, which is kind of like how I like Batman now. Can't really enjoy Batman too much, but God, I love all the ancillary Batman characters, especially Nightwing. No, I really like Superman now because they finally figured out how to write him. It's called Give Him a Kid.
Fair. That's fair.
Also show what he and Lois are into in the bedroom. It's really weird sometimes. That's still my favorite joke. It's like, Mom, why did Dad bring back the War World? Don't worry about it. It's not where we keep the games in the closet anymore. This is Mom and Dad's closet.
That just remind me of Superman Lois in that one scene. Just wow. Lois is a freak. Anyway, what else you got?
No, that was pretty much the only big comic news. Like the other one we pretty much talked about the other day. Let me pull up the books.
Okay. Oh boy, that just reminded me of Superman Lois because I was like that one scene where Lois looked like she was giving a safe word. I just kicked it out of my head now. It's like Wonder Woman and Batman. It's like does Wonder Woman?
I guarantee you, their safe word is kryptonite. Oh, I guarantee you, their safe word is kryptonite. You just got to figure out the color.
Oh dear God, Superman Lois is safe word. Oh man, that would be funny as hell. Okay, I got you. Whenever you are ready, sir.
Yep. First up, we're looking at Bishop's War College #2. This is written by Jay Hotham, with pencils by Sean Damian Hill in Bishop's World. Victor Nava is the inker in Bishop's World. Alberto Foch is the artist for Krakoa. Espen Gutengern is the colorist for everything.
Yeah.
So this is part 2. This is the strange part. This is what Bishop and a very few mutants are up to during Sins of Sinister, since I don't think they are technically caught up in the Sins of Sinister scenario.
No, this is outside.
Yeah. So Bishop is with, there's no other way to say it. He's on an alternate Earth where all the X-Men are black.
Mm-hmm.
Giancarlo Esposito is most definitely Charles Xavier.
And how he almost got his ass whipped by everybody.
Yeah, it's the First Class, but they're all their 90s outfit.
That's the part I was laughing.
Which is super weird.
But Beast almost beat him. Beast.
Oh no, it's Beast in Beastman form before he goes full feline. I can believe that. It's the way Beast talks that throws me off because it's Beast.
The from jump. He's like, man.
Yeah, he's like, he started from jump. It's like,
I can see that.
You're a different Hank McCoy.
I can see that. He's like, man, he's like from Jump Street. I was like, I can get used to this. I can get used to this Beast. And of course,
it wasn't bad, but it's just one of those things of with Hank McCoy for the longest time, you expect a certain amount of decorum.
Yeah,
not to say that this Hank McCoy is not hyper intelligent. I guarantee you he is.
But
it's just from Jump Street, it's just not something you expect to hear coming out of the mouth of Hank McCoy.
But it's funny.
Oh, it absolutely is. And then seeing a untouched by war Bishop who.
Mm-hmm.
What actor did he look like? Because he struck me as somebody.
You know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of Carlton from Fresh Prince.
Kinda.
Yeah. I got that vibe.
It was the hair, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely Giancarlo Esposito as Charles.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. I took one look at it. It's like, okay, I know who you are.
Yeah,
so wait, does that mean Angela Bassett in this universe is Rogue?
Oh, she better be who we want her to be. I'm like, no,
it can't be Storm because this is a universe where everything swaps. So Storm's a white woman in this universe. She has to.
Don't take this from me. Don't take this from me, Joe. She better be Storm. Don't you take
Angela Bassett is always Storm to me in every book.
But to see her drawn that way, come on. I mean, technically, Storm. There's never been a. Okay, first and foremost, there's never been an ugly depiction of Storm in any sense of the word. But to see Angela Bassett drawn that way in Storm format, come on.
Or would she be Emma Frost?
I'd rather see. Let's see. See, Emma Frost got to be somebody cold, calculating.
Would that make her Viola Davis?
Ooh. Yeah, I can see that.
All right, running canon, Black Emma Frost is Viola Davis.
Yeah, I can see
canon.
I can see that. Viola Davis is Emma Frost. I can see that.
Yeah, but who the hell would be a white Storm? And that just feels weird to even say that. Maybe just to avoid scenarios, we'll make her Asian. We'll make her an Asian or an Indian woman as Storm.
I'm sticking with Angela Bassett, but go for it.
It can't be Angela Bassett if everybody in the universe is swapped.
Well, in this case, you ran into an all black. Can
we not have Angela Bassett as Rogue?
She's that with her act.
Okay, I'll just ask the plain question: does she not have the butt to be Rogue?
Of course she does. She also has the
butt
to be Storm. She has the butt to be Storm too. You're not actually. Your argument's kind of lacking in that department, Joe.
I don't know. I don't have a valid stance in this scenario because I don't know how to gender swap somebody who we've only ever seen as this one person. Or not gender, or race.
I know
it's very hard to race swap Storm, but I mean, you kind of have to. We're talking about it in this universe.
I'm sorry. I'm being very Mr. Sinister right now, but go ahead. I'm being very Mr.
Wait, does that actually mean Magneto would be Malcolm X?
Yes.
Or would that make him Denzel?
Well, technically Denzel, if you're gonna do Magneto, well, damn, Denzel could do it. He does got the gravitas for it, so I mean, it's either Denzel or it's going to be.
Or wait, would that make him Morgan?
Morgan Freeman would probably.
Would that make him Morgan Freeman or Denzel?
Nah, I see Denzel. I can't see Morgan Freeman as Magneto. I can't see it.
Well, it would have to be Morgan Freeman because I can't see Denzel being old enough to like.
I mean, whiten the hair. I mean, he's basically. I mean, at that point, he's just basically playing Macbeth. I mean, if he could do Macbeth, he could do Magneto.
Yeah, we're totally ignoring the other half of this book.
Yeah, we kind of are.
I mean, it's kind of bad because I love Surge and I love Armor, but all those two are running from one of the big Hydra agents,
the Fenris twins. The Fenris.
Yeah, the Strummer twins.
Just
no one cares about them.
I
care about Surge, and I care about the two Japanese ex-women that are on this team because those two do not. Well, Armor got plenty of love. She was actually on the main team of X-Men, but
yeah,
Surge is one of my favorite X-Men because when I hopped back into X-Men, it was the X Academy era where they introduced Prodigy and whatnot.
Yeah,
and Surge was one of the main characters in that storyline, and I loved her to death. Plus, it's also very rare to see a speedster in the Marvel Universe outside of Quicksilver.
True.
And that's exactly what she is. She's a mutant with electrokinesis that uses it for speed. So, anyways, I guess we'll just like split the airs and say no matter what timeline and what thing, it's like a universal constant like John Constantine, where Angela Bassett is just always Storm.
It's like, yes. She's Lady. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Universal constant.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
No, there's like two. There are only two John Constantines. There's either comic book, which is technically Matt Ryan and Keanu Reeves. So that means technically there's only Angela Bassett and Halle Berry, no matter what.
Times I wish I could write Halle Berry off from me and Storm. Anyway, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
She didn't do that bad in the second movie. The second movie, X2, not X1. That is not her fault. She got a really bad script.
She's a really bad actor.
All right, I'll split the difference with you. There's only Angela Bassett and not Fox X-Men Storm.
No, I can't. But go ahead.
Okay, anyways. Look, I tried to meet you on a middle ground.
I appreciate you
Honestly,
trying.
this is not a bad book. This was just fun. I liked it. I liked the unique place Bishop is in because he doesn't quite know what to do with himself.
He doesn't know what to
think. And the kids I really honestly don't care about, despite the fact that I just said how much I love Surge. This book is really more about Bishop. The kids are just kind of collateral damage in the writing.
Mm-hmm.
I liked everybody. I liked everyone's design. It was an interesting thing. You got a really interesting, like, psychic conversation as a backup between this world, that world's Bishop versus where Charles like, come out in the yard. We need your help with something. It's like, and this is the other thing is we learned is that this world's Bishop has no powers.
Right.
Yeah. So Charles like, we need to come out here. Sir, I have no powers. What use am I going to be able to trust me? You'll be fine. Are you sure? Like, what's this involve? Something very, very close to you.
You know, the funny part is when they sit there and say, well, we really need you here as quickly as humanly possible. Why do you take the side quest RPG route? It's like, we need you here as quickly as possible. 20 minutes later, it's like before Bishop decided to get wiped by the rest of the X-Men. It's like, oh, right. I got your message.
He did not wipe Cyclops.
Cyclops. The funny part is Cyclops was going to blast. Well, Cyclops blasted him. He absorbed it. And then Beast comes out of nowhere and then just levels him. And it's just like, wait a minute.
That's after he levels Cyclops because
he does level Cyclops. But then again, you had Jean Grey, right? You had Black Jean Grey right there. It's just like, oh, he's resistant. He's resistant to psionic abilities. Yeah, I've been down this route. But who gets him?
I like where she says, well, that's impossible. And it's like, oh, honey.
That part was funny, but Beast was like, yeah, up close and personal is going to be the way to take him out. But no.
Yep. I enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. Yeah. At least half the book. Moving on over, we are moving on over to Immoral X-Men. This is Sins of Sinister Part 4. This is 100 years in the future. So Sinister Hope is a brat. Exodus is just sick of her crap. Mother Righteous is there to rub it into Mr. Sinister, and Rasputin 4 is officially freed by Sinister.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, this is not the first time we've seen Rasputin 4. Rasputin 4 was a constant future character from the Superior X-Men series.
Yep.
When Cyclops was leading a team and kind of being Magneto, while all different X-Men was being led by Emma.
Yeah.
At the time, and Rasputin 4 constantly kind of came in with like a adult version of Molly and some other ones. But in this version, she is a chimera using all three of the Rasputin siblings into one being. With magic being the predominant one, while having Mikhail's psychic powers and Colossus's metal skin ability. But the interesting thing in this one is seeing Sinister be generally remorseful for everything he's done because of how horribly everything has turned out.
Yeah, because everything turned on everything. Imagine everything turning on you, and then your prized possessions basically treating you like a lab rat. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's 100 years in the future, and I like that he goes like, "Yeah, this shouldn't take more than 5 years." We know issue 3 is Sins of Sinister 1,000 years. So 5-year journeys never work out for anybody unless your name is Shatner.
That's still funny. The fact they said it should only take 5 years after Rasputin, who basically sat there and Rasputin 4. I'm sorry. Where he basically says, you are my greatest creation, so let me take off these genetic restraints off of you. As you literally take the Marauder and dip.
Yep. Meanwhile, Exodus just like really gets sick of Hope, and it's like, you're the church. The church has become corrupt. I am technically your only disciple, so I'm going to go spread the old world, leave you here to rot.
Yep.
And then just tells like, so when we rebirth her, make sure she remembers all the pain of her death so she learns her lesson.
Still, dang.
Yeah.
That's just dang. It's just the other way you can put that, but dang.
So this is written by Kieran Gillian, which explains why this is so good. Andrea DeVito is art. Jim Charlampidis.
Close enough.
I'm just gonna go with it. Did inks. I definitely agree with this. It was fun. Not as fun as the last one for Immoral X-Men, but the last Immoral X-Men was just an Emma being Emma book.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Emma fan. This one was fine. Kieran Gillian definitely knows what he's doing. We're slowly heading towards the end game of Sins of Sinister. And then from there, I think we have the fall of X afterwards.
Yeah. 1,000 years into the future, yeah. So at actually the fall of X, then it goes into the 1,000 years into the future.
Yep. Moving on over to DC, we got the final book of Human Target, written by Tom King and art and inks by Greg Smallwood.
This was I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe. I'm
never trust the quiet ones. Never trust the cute, quiet ones. They will lead you astray and unto horrible, dark places.
It's just the whole. Love the issue. Don't get me wrong about that. They took a really long time to get to the point of just Ice finally completing what Chance wanted her to do in the first place. Although we do know that the poison that Chance had was initially for Lex, which he ingested. But also, poor guy. Guy can't take a hint.
He also can't take a blow to the head, but he's been doing that since Jump Street.
That's also
the one that got me is where she really gets one over on John. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take over this investigation, and I'm not going to report to anybody. Meanwhile, Marsh Manor, I don't think that's the same. It's like, yeah, so about your affair with B, that could become very public. So I'm going to take over everything.
Pretty much. That part was funny. I had to admit that. That part was just, it's like, guy was like, oh, well, I had to fake it because if I didn't, then there would be a signal out, the league will be all over it. So I kind of did you a favor. It's like just a level of petty. And then Ice was like, yeah, no, still knocked you out. As a Lantern, that's gotta be embarrassing as all get out. Let's just
this particular era of Guy Gardner was always getting knocked out, and actually constantly, due to constant head and brain trauma, was actually going through constant personality shifts. That's how much of a blow to the head problem it is. This man invented CTE for the superhero community.
Damn.
Now, the biggest thing is like B and Ice talking. Then, like I said, the John Jones, like, yeah, we're gonna have to do an internal investigation of that. And Ice like, I'll handle that.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, you don't need to. I'll take care of it. Oh, but John, do we not remember your transgressions? Do you really want them brought up? Okay, you can handle it.
I like that they just immediately wrote Booster out of the issue, and they didn't even put Ted in here because Ted thinks the world of Tora, and I think with as much problem as Ted has in the future with this, in the future going forward, I think this would have utterly devastated him.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Beyond a doubt, absolutely. But I mean, I do like the fact that at the end she did get even. It's like, as soon as she sees Lex, you see Lex drinking. It's like, I kind of feel like this is prophecy fulfilled. I'm not going to.
This is probably about the most perfect comic book story we've gotten probably since Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and which is odd because that's also a Tom King story.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Miracle, which is also a Tom King story. I think he's getting really good at these 6 to 12 issue miniseries, looking at characters no one knows who the hell they are.
And running with it. But
I mean, one is now so popular it's its own movie.
That's true.
To be fair, that actually is a really good book too.
Yeah, I give you that.
Moving on over to Star Trek, because we're not done with Michael Dorn this day. No, sir, we are not. We are starting the Red
Path.
The Red Path thing, where in this Star Trek we are tracking down. Well, I actually got the whole summary. Thank God. Star Trek's good about this. They even go with in ancient days, the Klingon Empire found their gods to be more trouble than the worst, so they killed them. So now, using a mysterious weapon, occultic Klingons called the Red Path are out and about in the galaxy, killing god-level species. Emissary of the Bajoran deities and captain of the USS Theseus, Benjamin Sisko has been sent out to stop the slaughter because the Bajoran deities probably know that if the Klingons can kill other god-level beings, they're on the chopping block. So, at the heart of the God City, Catan, he has come face to face with his quarry, Kallus, the eternal emperor of the Klingon Empire. So, this is Worf pretty much just like, Worf and Sisko just like, oh, we got to stop the Klingon Empire.
Yeah.
Now, why do we talk about Michael Dorn? Because he is the central focus of this. Because his idiot son and Star Trek stand-in for Dom Mysterio, Alexander, son of Worf, son of Murtaugh, killer of Garon, decided to just like, this cult seems like a fun thing to do. I think I'll join.
Alexander just wants to be loved.
That's really all it is.
He just wants to be loved, even though he just has a very weird way of showing it. But I digress. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, like I love this issue. This reminds me of the last time Worf and Cisco were talking. It's in the clip that you and I both shared about Ben Cisco being one of the best captains. Like, where Worf just like, this is wearing his red shirt is very troubling. Wait till you get that fourth pick. You wish you had taken up botany. Because like Worf is technically an emissary and diplomat to the Klingon Empire, but now they're on a, to quote Blues Brothers, they're on a mission from God.
Yep.
To go stop other people. But if they do, that will reignite the war between the Federation and the Klingon Empire.
Yeah.
Because they have to technically kill the Emperor of the Klingon Empire.
And prevent an all-out war.
But Ben Cisco is not above committing war crimes. So he fires Worf off the ship, probably sending him on a secret mission, which leads us into our next book. Star Trek Defiant, written by Christopher Cantwell, with art by Angel Unazeta and colors by Marissa Louise, where Worf, after being fired by Ben Cisco, Captain Cisco, steals the USS Defiant with Ensign Rowe, Lore, Ambassador Spock, and I cannot remember her name from Voyager, the Klingon lady from Voyager,
B'Elanna Torres.
B'Elanna, thank you. Because Michael Paris is the helmsman for the Theseus. So B'Elanna is going to be there. The one that took me forever to realize who it was Ensign Rowe, because like I honest to God thought it was Kira Nerys. And then I like had to look at it, I was like, oh, you're Ensign Rowe.
Yeah, because the way she was drawn, I thought the same thing. Like Kira Nerys joins on the Defiant again. I said, "Hey, happy times! We're back again."
Then it turns out to be Ensign Rowe.
Yeah.
This is just as good as the other Star Trek book, if even better, because Worf is in a really precarious place because now he's technically a wanted man by the Federation for stealing the Defiant, even though he was kind of sort of told to by his commanding officer.
Yeah.
Because like Worf just flat out tells Ben, it's like, I mean, I can't really do too much because they got my kid.
Yeah.
And Ben's like, well, go get your kid and we can put down the Emperor. So all this is culminating in something, and I'm really liking it.
Well, I love the fact of how Spock just comes out of nowhere. It's like, so you need a ship? Because I'm pretty sure the Federation didn't kill my credentials.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm pretty sure they didn't. If they did, it's a massive oversight. But hey, you want to go pick up a ship? And he's like, there's only one ship I want. And I was like, yep. And I can't, the funny part is they don't say that, in the report somewhere in the story, it was like Kira Nerys neglected to mention the Defiant was missing. However, I find it hard to believe that a Bajoran first officer would miss the most powerful ship this side of the Gamma Quadrant. So there's a little innuendo, like, yeah, she knew. She wasn't going to say anything. She wasn't going to say
I mean, she and Ben this is why I love Deep Space Nine stories. And this is definitely a Deep Space Nine story. You want to commit a war crime, it's all okay. As long as it gets the job done in the long run.
Look, when the moment you saw Garrick convince Cisco that killing 2 Romulans brought them into the Dominion War, and you just see Cisco at the end like, I can live with this. Fleet this log. I was like, I can live with this. But no, it was good. It was a good issue. I do like it. I do like the fact they're presenting this. I call him Bizarro Kahless just because it's so weird that this Kahless wants to go after cosmic beings and kill them versus dominating the galaxy. But no, that and the Red Path, it's a different story. And of course, Alexander, again, joining these wonderful lost causes. I'm definitely going to keep Defiant on my list of issues to read for a while because this is going to wind up being a pretty good story.
Especially considering how the thing holding the because Lore is their synthoid, so
yeah,
I want to see how Lore just screws them over continuously, or if this is going to be like a Worf scenario where he's only going to tell Lore once,
Yeah.
and not a second time.
It's just wild that Lore, of all people, I'm like, Lore is still alive? Well, technically he's an android, so he was deactivated by Data, so he didn't really die. He was just brought offline, and now he's a part of the Defiant ship. So, you're like you said, it makes you wonder what he's going to be up to, or if he's going to try to take over the ship, because he's basically got the same abilities as Data, except, he ain't against taking folks out. But
nope, not at all. Really good book. I can't wait to start reading more of this. Moving on over to our book of the night, No One, issue 1, written by Kyle Higgins and Brian Barcelo, art by Gerard Borges, colors by Mark Englert, and we will also preface this. This has a tie-in podcast, which you can either listen. It's recommended by Kyle Higgins. You listen to it after the book. I listened to it before, and it kind of helped me get a grip on the series. No One is part of the Massiverse, meaning this dude will be crossing paths with the Dead Lucky, Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, and Inferno Girl Red. I think it's safe to say this dude is their Batman.
Yeah.
Although the more technical way I look at it is this is a male version of Oracle.
Although I would be honest with you, it's Batman and red kicks, but go ahead.
And the villain in this is Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Oracle versus Red Hood with all of Gotham in the middle, although this time around it's Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And our police chief Gordon is the thing. Their version, the Pittsburgh Ledger, where our main characters are, is a thing. It's almost like Gotham Year One or the Gotham PD books, where Batman is the background character and everybody's trying to react to it. That's what this book is, and this is masterfully done. I enjoyed it. What do you think?
Oh no, I'm with you on this because I actually kind of went backwards. I listened to the podcast first, then read the comic. No, you're spot on. This is basically Batman Year One. I will say it's Batman Year One just because how it's written, how the story's going so far. This does feel like a Batman story. And also to the podcast, which again, Joe is right. Read the book first. Listen to the podcast second. Don't be like me and do it backwards because I had to stop. I had to go back and re-listen to the podcast of reading this. And a lot more made sense. But no, it's hard not to be with all these shoot, what's the word I'm looking for? With all these books. Thank you. It's hard not to get drawn into this because I didn't think I was, but it's like the moment you mentioned Batman, I was like, okay, cool. I'm not the only person that thought of this. But no, I love this issue.
Yeah. This is already sold out and going to a second printing, which is very good in terms of how popular this is. But this is also a very heavily Kyle Higgins is a younger writer. He knows what audience he's going towards. He knows how to advertise to us. Yeah. We've already seen Cal, which is confirmed to be the start of the Massiverse, which is around the 1960s and 70s. It's kind of like a mod squad of superheroes for somewhere. I'll have to look. I got the books on my coffee table beside my Radiant Black stuff. He's casted Will Friedle in an animated short as Radiant Black. He is just straight up telling us, hey, here's your Super Sentai, here's your Magical Girl, here's your Kamen Rider, this one's your Metal Hero.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what he's doing in terms of advertising. It's no wonder why this line in Image is going off with such a bang, because this is reaching the audience he knows is going to sell well to, and it's doing work. Like, this is only a week old and already having to go to second printing.
Which says a lot.
Actually, I take that back. This is 2 days old and only having to go back to a second printing.
Yeah, which tells you how really how good this book is. It's almost equivalent. What do you mean by second printing? For those who may not know, look at it this way: if a book sells out, that's basically what they mean by second printing. And this book has sold out, which says a lot.
Not to mention, this is leading to a giant thing in Supermassive that's coming out in the summer. Like, all the books are coming to a certain stopping point. Supermassive is going to come out, and then it's going to start again. Like, Supermassive is like their one singular event that happens that brings everybody together in the Massiverse, or as we call it here and some other places call it the Tokuverse for Image.
Yeah.
And then it goes for a year. We don't get any big things. We're getting the Cataclysm War and Radiant Black, but at the end of that, we're jumping into Supermassive. I believe the Dead Lucky is already on pause, waiting for Supermassive. Infernal Girl Red, once it finishes the third book, it's going to be waiting on Supermassive 2. Rogue Sun is slowly starting to get to that point. I think this is only 6 issues. I believe, and then that's either going to stop there or it's going to go like to Supermassive and then keep going.
It's probably gonna hold for Supermassive. I can see that just because the way they're writing this story, this is long term. So I think this is definitely gonna go beyond. This is definitely gonna go beyond 6.
Yeah. So book of the night, definitely recommend this. Definitely go hit up the podcast. Podcast is the No One Podcast. It has Rachel Lee Cook. For those of you that do not know, they can't think of a movie for me.
She's
Josie
all
and the Pussycats.
we went in 2 separate directions with that one. But go ahead. We went in
Patton Oswalt and Batman the Animated Series, Doreen Lester. For those of you who do not know who that is, he is Robin or Nightwing from the original Batman the Animated Series. They are primary characters in this. I believe one more, but the name escapes me. But yeah, no, highly recommend this. So I recommend this, and apparently something just came out where Dave Filoni says it looks like 4 of the Star Wars series may be crossing over soon. So the Mandalorian, the Bad Batch, Skeleton Crew, and Ahsoka may be coming into one giant event later on down the road, potentially.
That's gonna be interesting. Considering that Ashoka is the next big thing, Bad Batch, and Skeleton Crew.
So if Bad Batch is there, that means they will have to cast an adult Omega.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
We'll definitely have to see.
Dave Filoni says it looks like he is only dropping hints, but he says like it's very possible that we are leading up to something at this point now.
Oh, they're gauging interest. That's what that is. But hey, I'm all for it. But anyway, thank you, Joe, for the comic book pull, sir. Always appreciated. Before we wrap up, we always do want to show love to Rick's Comic Book City. As you can see there, they do have a website. However, if you are in the Middle Tennessee area, definitely check out their locations. Their stores can be located in Nashville, Tennessee, and Clarksville, Tennessee. They do have a third location that is up and coming, but is not yet ready for the public yet. But you can definitely.
Where is that?
It escapes me at the moment because I asked about that and they told me, but I need to double check before I say it. But in the meantime, you can definitely check out Nashville, Tennessee, and Clarksville, Tennessee for locations. Also online, as you see right there at rickscomiccity.com, to where you can buy comic books, trades, hardwares, graded comics, even gift cards. They have been voted Nashville's #1 go-to place for comics. So if you are in the Middle Tennessee area, definitely check them out. Let them know that we sent you. You don't get discounts, but at least they know we sent you. If you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, please support your local comic book stores wherever they may be, and also support your local libraries, because between those two places, they do carry the most up-to-date titles on mangas, animes, memorabilia in comic book stores, and everything else for your heart's content. So if you are in the Middle Tennessee area, definitely support Rick's Comic City. If you are not, support your local comic book stores and your local libraries. Hold on to them. You're going to miss them when they're gone. But as we wrap up this wonderful podcast for the evening, Joe, anything you want to let people know what you're doing?
I'm still playing my PlayStation 5. I beat, for the moment, I've beaten Midnight Suns. Gotta wait for the Morbius DLC and the Storm DLC to drop on that. I'm trying to re-platinum Spider-Man. That won't take me too long.
Yeah.
Working on Final Fantasy VII now that I got PlayStation 5. That means I got the integrate upgrade and everything.
Let me know how that is, because I played the remake, but I don't have PS5, so I can play the integrate. So let me know how that is when you finish.
Okay. I may just go down Deathloop and see how that is. Tried a couple of the other stuff I've used to have on the PlayStation. I'm kind of annoyed some of my saves didn't carry over because Namco's server site, and they were some RPGs. So now I got to restart Tales of Shield Mom and Pals all over again from Jump Street.
Damn.
I mean, that's not bad. It'll just look prettier when I do everything again, but still, that's super annoying.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, well. And then from there, I'm just going to try and not die.
Gotcha. I'm going to try to convince a pregnant woman to go watch 2 movies tomorrow. Oh, that's going to be interesting. But anyway.
I'll send lilies to your funeral.
Oh, I'm sorry. Damn, that's a we don't want to bring down that note. Well, much love and respect to the dearly departed. Damn.
No, I mean to your funeral for trying to get her to do 2 movies.
Depends if she likes them. I mean, we don't have the kid's gone for the weekend, so it's like I'm trying to enjoy this before 1 becomes 2, if you get my drift. Gotcha. But no. But of course, you can catch Joe on his YouTube channel at Total Justice Gaming. You can also catch him on his Twitch channel at Joe Italian Last Name. Wait. What you got, Joe?
No, nothing.
Oh, you're gonna say something. Your eyes got big for a second.
I was yawning.
Oh, gotcha. But you can definitely check him out there, like and follow him there, and also check out his IG at Nashville Scarlet Spider. Why? Because he's got some very, very good cosplay pics of himself as Baron Zemo. And of course, our other co-host Shadow as Nick Fury. Definitely check them out on his IG page at Nashville Scarlet Spider. They are very well done and directed by yours truly to my right on the other side. So hey, you might give Shadow a run for his money and direct it in photography, sir. You might give Shadow a run for his money at this point. But definitely check him out. Of course, myself, I am the Black Spartan, but you can find me BlackFox447 on all socials, on almost everywhere. I usually do reviews on everything that I read, that I watch, that I play, that I experience, including gym stuff. So I do a couple push-ups. Also, the link at the bottom, guys. I'm gonna make that just a wee bit bigger for you guys to see. If you copy and paste that link into your link browser, take you to our YouTube. I'll take you to our group page that has the Facebook and YouTube groups for all of our podcasts. How the Crap Got Here, Get Bit, and of course, Softman's podcast. Like, share, subscribe, let people know what you think, and also we want your opinions on everything that we talked about tonight to keep the discussion going. And like I said, all we ask is that you keep it friendly. Keep it friendly. There is, again, it's just like we talked about with Snyder and everything else. There are going to be things that me and Joe may or may not like. It does not mean that we are the absolute end-all, be-all experts, because there's something for everybody. But as long as we can keep it nice, keep it honest, keep it clean, we can all have fun discussing our fandoms. Also, there is this one thing I want to do in 2023 that I keep harping about a lot, where, again, we are all in different lanes, we are all running different races, we all have different goals that we're all trying to reach in life. If someone reaches their goal before you do, congratulate them. I mean, you don't got to turn around and bust out the welcome mat, but just say congrats, happy for you. Don't be salty. That's all I ask, because we have enough saltiness for a couple of years. It's actually need to be nice and congratulate, because you don't know the grind or the hard work someone has put in to get where they want to get to. At the same time, you actually want people to congratulate you when you reach your moment. So again, in the words of Will Wheaton, don't be a dick. Simple as that. And also, I am a very social person on social media, which means that I almost talk to almost everybody. I just have one rule: don't be a dick. I will be nice to you if you're nice to me. If you try to be petty, I'll be twice as petty. Just keep that in mind. Aside from that, guys, even though it feels like we're kind of near the end of the pandemic, COVID transmission rates are still high in some areas. I know today there were some areas where you did need a mask. It could change from here tomorrow. If you're going to be traveling in high traffic areas, or you're going to be flying, please protect yourself. Wear a mask. Or if you're going to be in a high traffic area, wear a mask. If you feel least bit sick, stay home. Because we're still trying to get these transmission rates down. Joe, being a hospital professional, will tell you off the bat, he sees it firsthand. If you protect yourself, you protect others, and we will get through it. Simple as that. And like I said, guys, we will definitely be back here, same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel again to address the news that what's happening and what's going on and giving our impressions of everything that's out there. Before we wrap up, Joe, any last words, sir?
I worked a 10-hour day. I'm very tired.
And you are a saint for hanging on this long. But that's been Joe. I've been Will. This has been the Get Bit Podcast, guys. Thank you all for watching. Watch on the repeats. Let us know what you think. Take care of yourselves and each other. We will all get through this. Have a good night, guys. Peace.
Later.